We've been down on access my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We've been down on access my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, it's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, it's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We've been down. It's my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. Bye.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Good morning to my moderators, E. Brooks, The Truth, Mad TV. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate it. Okay. Juice Kim, I saw your shade. The Truth, I saw your shade. You know, it just is what it is with the shade. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's get into what we came here to. I can't even talk, Lord. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into what we came here for today. And actually I'm late. Even though I set it for 8:30 and came on at 8:30. I really wanted to start at 8. Good morning, Georgia girl. Good morning, everybody. Ooh, excuse me. Good morning, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. It is early, but I actually wanted to start at 8 if the shoe fits dear. Whatever. What are you here, ain't you? Huh. I don't know for how long, but you here. Don't waste it, son. Like I was saying, I actually wanted to start at 8. Um, but something came up as always. Like I told y'all, going live is an iffy thing, because real life continues. Even when you go live on the YouTube, okay? Real life hits. And a lot of stuff that I have to deal with, I deal with early in the morning. I've been up since 4:16 a.m. I actually fell asleep on Trey last night, jumped up, realized that I had fell asleep, thought he was still alive, went to clicking the button. Tony said, nah, baby, it's for something. The live is over. How is he true?
Good morning.
Isn't it
And
a beautiful morning?
it is somebody's
Oh,
on time. Well, according to you, no. It is a good morning.
hey, easy. You know what? Well, I mean, do you go to sleep? What the hell is that on you? You know what? Let me see what the hell this is. Let me see what we did with today. It's Thursday, Mookie. Unless I'm tripping. I fuck up too on the days, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, no, you did show the dirty fingernail. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
The
That is
nasty,
absolutely
the
disgusting.
nasty, disgusting,
I can't even keep that on solo layout. I'm sorry,
the
be true. I
the
can't.
the four crap
It,
gang, their
it's
leader,
too
the
it's too
four
big on my
crap.
screen. I can't even keep that up there like that. I'm
I'm gonna tell
sorry.
you. I'm gonna
That
tell
is
you.
disgusting.
Yeah, and look, he's eating.
Oh God. Stop it. Will you please? Oh, Jesus. You
That's what
just
hap-
made now I'm
that's
with the itching. Oh God.
that's what happens when you're a homeless motherfucker. You eat chicken with dirty ass
Oh my
hands.
God. Jesus.
There
That is
you
disgusting.
go. There you go. For crap game. There's your leader.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I'm changing it. I'm changing it.
That's disgusting, the truth.
It
That
is.
is disgusting. And he was eating?
Yes, he was eating.
These people kill me. And they have so much to damn say.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't. Call CPS on yourself, bitch. Call the elderly abuse people. You abusing your damn self. My God, today. That's, I don't even know. I had a beautiful lunch planned for me and the grandbabies in town. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to eat my goddamn lunch. Damn it, man.
I try. I try.
It takes you to fuck up somebody's meal.
I try. I try.
How you feeling today?
Okay, I'm good. I got
You
a. I
know,
got a. I got a. I
you
got a
got
new.
cussed out early this morning, huh? Didn't you?
I. I got a. Yeah. I got a new eat in the heat of the night from
Look
my.
at
From
y'all.
my
Ah! Oh my goodness. Look at Gay. Gay like I'm over this. Trey look like I'm still a pimp.
even in my tweed suit.
Yeah. I'm still a pimp. The truth. Damn it, man. Oh Lord have mercy, Jesus. God is good all the time. So y'all listen. I am on listen, I'm on a mission. I told y'all I wanted to get caught up on this trial because I think today is probably like day four maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
three or four, I think it's
Yeah,
four.
it's day 4.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try my best to get in as much as I can today, tomorrow, probably even the weekend to get caught up so next week we can actually do what I plan to do and be on this channel on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays and be on the other channel on Tuesdays and Thursday. So Ebros, please make sure you drop the links to other channels. You already know who we support. Come correct if y'all can. Cause I know this time of morning y'all are working and I get it. So but yeah, you ready, the truth? Never trust a big button or smile. I know that right. So
Tony, Tony.
yeah, I told him back there with the grandbabies, and to be honest, he probably sleep because we woke up early, and I think he probably was dozing back off. But yeah, he in the bed, child. I told you I was up at 4:16. I looked at the clock. I said, "Damn."
I don't think they noticed the Fort Crap gang picture I put up. Ain't nobody saying nothing about
Maybe
it.
because I took it down. You can put it back up. I'm just gonna close my eyes.
No, no, I put it up. It's actually on my it's actually on my community
Oh
wall.
my God, that is so disgusting.
It's
Oh
act,
God.
it's actually on my community wall. So go check out go check out my community wall.
Look at heathen. Moshe. I can't believe the truth is lies. But I had my first cup of coffee. Girl, I am on a mission. I told you. Come correct.
So,
Let
some
me be
people
honest. Like when I took those 2 days off, I think maybe like Saturday. I think I took out like Sunday, Monday, whatever. It threw me so far behind. Believe it or not, I got interviews. I had to reschedule. I got Quee and Billy Bob. Earl still got to come. I got me and D True going through this fire report. I just so far behind, and I gotta get caught up. Let me tell you something. You take one day off the tube, you get behind. It's weird.
uh, paperwork piles up.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. You just get behind, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. So y'all, we are now in day one. Okay, opening statements and such. All right. So here we go. We're gonna get started, y'all. So we can get in as much. I don't know. Trey may wake up and schedule a live. I don't even know if he's up yet. Let me see if he's got anything scheduled so far. Let's see. Mm-mm. mm. And the True better be resting, so I know he ain't got nothing coming up. Mm, mm. Cause we gotta do our live on that fire report, y'all. It's coming. Um, yeah, he hadn't scheduled anything yet. So let's get into it, y'all. Day one, opening statements. Let's go. Oh, let me fast forward a little, a little, a little. All right, let me get the volume.
Uh, I'm more concerned about the big blowups.
This is the judge talking, y'all,
of the
to the
airport.
lawyers.
They're admitted.
Actually, they muted because you're not. I guess you're not supposed to hear the judge talking to the lawyers. They're doing sort of a sidebar. Yeah. Let me see if I can kind of fast forward it a little.
Answer that question of, can you all step a little bit forward so I can get the people in the back? Thank you. Thank you, right there. And of course, I need to hear who you are, but more importantly, our court reporter does, okay? So make sure you say your name firmly when you are here. If you want to identify yourself as, what agency you work with, you can do that as well. If you don't work for an agency, but you're just here individually as a person for whatever reason, then just your name will be fine. First name and last name. Thank you. We're going to start my far right, identifying yourselves, and we're going to trickle that way. And then as we finish with the back side of it, then we'll come right back in. Okay? All right, let's start over here. Your name and agency if you have.
Fernandez, Prefecture's Office, the Administrator.
Thank you.
Officer Gregorio de la Cruz, Florida Police Department. Lieutenant Ricardo Ramirez, Florida Police Department. Sergeant Victor Ricciarelli, Florida Police Department. Lieutenant Alfredo Guerrero, Florida Police Department. Gabriela Rebolledo, Florida Police Department. Angelica Camacho.
Yeah, I don't mean to sound like prejudice or anything at any point in time. Like, honestly, I don't. But I'm just noticing that.
You can't understand a damn thing they said.
I'm just noticing that all these people are Hispanic. Like,
Yes,
I know it's Texas, though. It's Texas.
They say 60% of Border Patrol is of Mexican heritage, which is understandable because they have I guess they still have people in Mexico that they talk to, things like that, and then in order to communicate with the migrants, you need to be fluent in Spanish.
I get it.
My thing is, how can you can't but you can't speak English? We're talking to you in Spanish in court. How did you get a job in
I'm just
America?
afraid we're going to get somebody that's going to have an interpreter at this point. It's going to be pretty hard to get through, but we're going to make it. We going to make it. We're going to make it.
We did. You guys were listening to one yesterday where the woman had to talk to him in Spanish, and then they had an interpreter who you could barely understand also.
Exactly. So I'm just, I'm a little weary. I'm a little weary, but okay, here we go, y'all. And basically, I think these are witnesses that's standing before the judge, and they basically putting their names and occupation and things on the record, y'all. So that's what they're doing right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Up here. Thank you. Up down there. Thank you. All right, over here.
Dr. Cortez Jr., Florida Police Department. Investigator Juan Ruiz, Lieutenant District Attorney's Office.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Get you in a minute.
Director Benavides, Laredo Police Department. Detective Richard Reyes, Laredo Police Department. Francisco Novalara, United States Border Patrol.
Thank you.
Bradley Dennison, United States Border Patrol.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, where are you?
Raimundo García, Laredo, Queens. Ernesto Elizondo, Florida, Queens.
All right, everyone has been identified. All of you, please raise your right hand and you will be sworn in.
Do you need to be sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes.
Okay, thank you. Did anybody in this big group fail to say yes or I do on that question? Because obviously it's a big group. Anybody? All right. The record reflect that every single one of the persons here that were named, that have been named, answered that question affirmatively. Okay, you have
You know
been
why
sworn
they
in
do
as
that?
witnesses. You have been called in.
You know why they do that?
Why?
So that they can get you for perjury.
Exactly.
So you have to swear that you're going to tell the truth and the whole truth, but nothing but the truth. You
But I've
know.
never seen it done in a group though. I've always seen it done individually when they hit the stand. That's weird.
Well, I sometimes it's time consuming to if they have so many witnesses,
Right.
they'll do it like that, and uh, I guess they're all there because basically they're not supposed to all be in the courtroom together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So right now they're going to escort them out because they're not supposed to hear anyone
Each
else's
other's
testimony.
testimony, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, they swore them in, and now they're leaving them. I believe they'll remind them that they're under oath when they come in. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so when they come back in and take the stand, the judge will say, "Remember, you're under oath
Right.
to tell the truth." Blah blah. But most, I don't know. You're looking at it, so they should be escorted out, and then they'll call whoever they need or whoever the first one is in at the time because they're about to say some things now that the witnesses shouldn't hear either.
Uh-huh.
So, and the witnesses should not hear the opening arguments
Oh wow. Okay.
because it taints their testimony.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear the opening arguments of the prosecutor and the
Keep
defense,
talking to you two. I'm gonna
yeah.
walk to the bank. I'll be right back.
All right,
I'm
go
gonna go
ahead.
check on my
So,
baby.
if you hear the opening arguments of either the prosecutor or the defense, it could taint your testimony. You could change your testimony due to the fact that you heard other facts that you didn't know. So that's what questioning is for, to get the facts out, not give you the facts in the opening statements. So they usually escort the witnesses out and they're held in another uh, place, and then the bailiff will go get them when they're ready to testify, and that's like right before they're ready to testify, not in the hallway where they can overhear things, or if an eruption happens in the court, because they don't want you as the witness to hear either an eruption in the court or something happened in the court that could taint your evidence or your testimony in any way. So they seclude you away from the court. Sometimes they'll let you sit out in the hallway if it's a courtroom that there isn't going to be a lot of sound. But normally they put you over away from each other, and they don't normally let you sit with each other either. So they'll separate people because they don't want you talking among yourselves. But if they do put you in the same room, the bailiff will tell you, please don't talk about the case among yourselves. Please don't discuss the case among yourselves. And a bailiff will be in there with them because sometimes they radio the bailiff on who's coming next. But there's a bailiff in there, and if you're talking about the case, you're going to get in trouble
Mm.
with each other. So they tell you strictly don't talk about the case to each other, don't discuss your testimony with each other, uh, and they leave you separated so you can't hear anything that's happening in the courtroom. And what I was saying was that if they hear the opening statements, that could change their testimony in some way. If the
Mm.
prosecution says something,
And that's
you
weird to
know,
me because the truth done changed. So
well, the thing is, people testify for different reasons.
mm,
People testify for different reasons. Like, yeah, I hate this motherfucker. I'm gonna testify against him.
right.
So you don't want to learn something through the what the prosecutor is saying in his opening statements that could
Mm-hmm.
change your testimony in some way, meaning you start, repeating the things that the prosecution says.
I got you.
So that's what I'm saying. They're going to be they have to be escorted out. They can't let them hear each other's testimony.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
I'm going to assume that most of you have been called in by the state as witnesses. Does any, do you have any defense witnesses that you'd like to bring in now, or you want to wait till later for that, Mr. Pena, Mr. Boggs?
Just we have no one.
All right, thank you, sir. When that time comes, please understand that the rule will be invoked, and to make sure they don't come into the courtroom during the guilt innocent phase. Okay, so the rule has been invoked. So that
Hi,
means,
Charlene.
for those, most of you already know what that means because I see a lot of familiar faces from the Laredo Police Department and the Sheriff's Office. So those of you who don't know, when the rule is invoked, I am now forced to instruct you, and I hereby do instruct you, that you cannot talk about your testimony with any of the other witnesses. Okay, you cannot be inside of the. You have to be outside of the hearing of this courtroom until your name is called as a witness. Okay, you cannot discuss your testimony with each other or with anyone else other than the
I guess I
attorneys
should have
for either
waited. Huh?
side.
I guess I should have waited to
You said
explain that.
everything you just said it. Yup. You know.
And that's only if you wish to discuss it with them. Also, the same way you can't be in here, listening to testimony, you can't have anybody else here for you and then going back and telling you what the testimony was ahead of you.
Child, we all know these people don't follow these rules in any case. Like, come on. But hey.
That will also be a violation of the rule. Now, also, when you come in and you testify, then you can't go back and tell somebody else what your testimony was already. That will also be a violation of the rule. Does everybody understand the parameters of that? All right, very good. Does anybody have any question with regard to the rule? A violation of my instructions and the rule could subject you to being found in contempt, and you could be fined, and you could be jailed in accordance with the parameters of the particular rule. So please refrain from any of that conduct. Now, we expect this case, this phase of this trial, I believe they said maybe a week and a half or so. So I'm not going to have all of you all sit in the hallway waiting until your name is called. But I don't know when your name is going to be called. The ones who have more control over that is in fact the party who in fact had you served with the subpoena of being here, and I imagine that would be the state. So get together with them if you're going to be leaving the hallway of this courtroom, and make sure you know a day ahead if you're going to be testifying the next day. Doctor, for you, we're going to try and give you a more specific time as opposed to just a day, because I don't want to take up your entire day. So make sure that, Mr. Anitz, I'm sure that you make arrangements with the doctor to make sure that he has a more specific time with regard to when he probably will testify, so that we don't take up his entire day and he can see to his patients. All right, thank you. So, other than that, please you have contact information for all these witnesses, Mr. Anitz? Your team does? You have contact information for all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we probably get the doctor on the phone.
Okay. All right. Then thank you very much. You're excused for now until you are called as a witness. Thank you.
Yeah, they leaving Detroit.
Okay.
One quick question. Some of our witnesses which are the mother and the brother, are for punishment, not for the case in chief.
Right. So you want to know if they can stay in the courtroom. I don't think that's normally it's not a problem if they're not going to be testifying during the guilt and innocence phase. Defense counsel have any objection to that or any comments?
Okay, hey, hold on a
Thank you.
second.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
he keeps saying the guilt and innocent phase.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the trial.
Mhm.
Okay, the some courts refer to it as the guilt and innocent phase.
Mhm.
A lot of places call it a trial. Some
Hmm.
places call it a guilt and innocent phase. So
Mhm.
don't get it confused. That's why he just said, well, I don't see it as a problem during the guilt and innocent phase.
Mhm.
So but I just want to make everyone that's what he's talking about. It's not a different part of a trial. This is the actual murder trial. So he just names it something different than other people normally do. Like normally they say the murder trial.
Mhm.
He says guilt and innocent trial or in innocent phase.
Mhm.
I just wanted to clarify that it's not a different part.
Right. All right. Here we go, y'all.
Uh, Very well. Then I got to take care of what's one more thing. Opening statements. We've given you 40 minutes, but you say might take 30. Defense, you say you will not reserve. You will follow him on the state right after, and you will take about. You said about all you need is 10. Obviously, I've given you more time, but you said you probably only take about 10 minutes. So we'll do it that way. I got to address that one issue that we talked about before I leave. Toward the media. Uh, this is a trial that has going to have many exhibits. The monitors are up there just so that people can, for the benefit of the folks that are in the gallery, can follow along and whatnot. This
Hey,
I
Big
believe strongly
Sugar. Hey,
in
Miss
open
Carla.
courts, and this is one of the ways of being able to do that. Um, at the same time, there are many things that are going to come in as exhibits in this trial. I suspect some of them have already been pre-admitted. Um, so I know that there's going to be graphic photographs. The media, uh, you are not allowed to have any part of the jury in your
Hey, Raina.
video site.
Okay. Have a good day at
Uh,
work.
Period. Uh, the cameras
Hey,
go off
serious.
when the jury's walking out. Cameras go off when the jury's coming back in. And I know that there is no camera pointed at the jury box, but I also know that these modern cameras have a way of swinging that way. So please make sure that that does not happen. I know we talked about this already. So and the guys from the local media, I know that you've talked about this with me already. So please continue to do that.
Hello.
Also, with regard to the exhibits that are going to go up, we are going
Truth.
to do our best.
Truth.
Uh,
Hi. Hey, McKay.
Okay, this is a capital murder case.
Mhm.
That's why they don't want the jury to be photographed. It's a capital murder case, and normally with capital murder cases, the nuts come out. Okay, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of people that are against capital punishment,
Absolutely.
so
Mhm.
they start harassing the jurors. They start trying to reach out to the jurors. They start looking for their addresses. They're posting their pictures up. So when it comes to a capital murder case, you don't normally see the jury, and that's what he's instructing, that the local media don't show the jury. The cameras that are in the courtroom that are videotaping this don't swing over to the jury box, because once this trial is over and the jury condemns him to death, the nuts come out and just start harassing the shit out of them.
Mm.
Why would you condemn a man to death? That's disgusting. You're evil. Just all kinds of
Yeah, it
shit.
be those
Yeah,
groups like
yeah.
those
The the
yeah
the pro-life people that believe that
yeah.
capital
Mhm.
punishment. and they're relentless, and they start posting their pictures, and it's
Mhm.
just all kinds of stuff. So normally, normally they don't show the jury, nor do they give their names out
Mhm.
of the jury when it comes to a capital punishment case.
Right.
I just wanted to specify why he's not showing. Normally, the jury will be shown,
Excuse
but
me.
when it comes to a capital murder case, they don't like it, especially in like that town,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and they come from far and wide. Whenever they hear the word capital murder,
Capital. Yeah.
these people get on their little church buses and head on down so they could protest that it's a capital
Excuse me.
murder case. Bless you.
Mhm.
So understand that they probably already got the nuts outside with the signs
With the
already.
sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, death, death is evil. A life is precious. I'm like, shut the fuck up. He didn't care about the life.
Two lives.
Yeah, you're
And
not. Yeah,
let's
you're not.
be clear, a baby, his
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. You're
Now I'm gonna be
trying.
honest. I gotta keep it a buck. I gotta keep it real. I do not. I ain't gonna say believe in the death penalty. I just don't necessarily believe in oh God, like the taking of a life. Period. I do feel like life imprisonment is the better option. But hey, if it is what it is, it is what it is. I mean,
I wish
because
they
if
would.
you think about it, people want people to have regards for people's lives, like when it comes to death, the death penalty. But these people did not have regards for the lives that they took.
Exactly. And a
I just don't
vicious.
want to be in that. I just don't want to be in that space or place where I have to decide whether someone lives or die. But I get it for those
Well,
that say,
that's one of the questions that they ask the jurors in a capital
hmm
punishment case.
hmm
Are you against the death penalty?
right,
And if you say yes, they won't. You're not on the jury. This is a
yeah,
capital murder case. Me, I wish they sold tickets to go see the executions. I'd be in the front. I'd ask, is there VIP section?
damn,
Is there VIP section? Can I be up close? Because I want to look straight in his eyes before you put the hood on his head.
damn. All right, y'all, here we come. Everybody have their opinions, and some people just,
My policy has always been on the outside of monitors, the ones that are not directed toward the jury. Uh, we try our best to turn those off when we believe, and this is our discretion alone, that they're going to be uh, graphic. And so those are we're going to do our best to turn those off, but I can't guarantee that we're going to get to that. So I know that the state has said that they will give a heads up with regard to that, some sort of when that exhibit is going to be coming up. So it'll help us for that purpose, and it'll also obviously um, for the benefit of the gallery, family, friends. If you'd like to turn away, step out, it might be a time to do it at that particular moment.
I've only found one
Okay?
graphic
And I
picture
know that
so
the state
far.
has already probably talked to you all
you've only found one.
Yeah, I've only found one graphic picture so far,
Oh, okay.
and I have it.
about that.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But I do not want any of that. The final instruction to the media with regard to that, I don't want, especially local media, don't want that on our graphic photos of that nature. Nothing, something that you would not, obviously publish.
Hey, Miss Margie,
I
have a
don't
good day
want
at work,
that
sweetie.
on your feed. It's all right. So I think enough said with regard to that. But you know where I'm coming from on that. Thank you. All right. Anything else that leave out? I think that's it. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Just got to take care of one little thing, and then we'll be back and start opening, or not opening, but we'll swear in the jury. We've already sworn in the jury and
Wait a minute, I got to fast forward.
become officials of this court. Oh. To the park.
Hold on.
April.
Okay. I skip past the swearing in of the jury, y'all.
Please keep these instructions and review them as we go through this case. And if anyone does not follow these instructions, let me know at once. Very well. I hope that what we instructed you would find when you got here this morning was in fact what you found. You now have your badge with you, your juror badge that identifies you as a juror, and it's your parking pass, right? When you get up now, you don't have to show the letter anymore. Now you just come on up with your badge. They'll let you up. You get your parking space. You come right into the courtroom the same way you did this morning. You'll find exactly what I promised you would find this morning in terms of something to drink, something to eat in the morning, just in case you didn't get to that in getting ready for today. That's the way you'll find things every day. Thank you very much once again, and we will start this process. I told you that I would identify more or less what you would be looking at the way this process would start. We will start with opening statements from both the state and the defense. Opening statements are not evidence. Opening statements are in fact what the lawyers believe the case that they will present to you will show, what the evidence will show. And it's their roadmap, if you will, of what in fact they believe the evidence will show. Okay, when it comes in as evidence, that's when it becomes evidence. Um, there has been many pieces of evidence that have already been pre-admitted, and those will be shown. Some, if not most, will be shown to you throughout the trial. You will also have the ability to have that at the end of the trial as well in your hands. Some of it
Thank you for the links, heathen.
as the case unfolds. So when the defense also will have an opportunity to give you their opening statement, their version of what the evidence will show. But again, it's what the evidence will show, and it doesn't become evidence until it actually comes in. Just keep that in mind. Throughout the trial, you need to understand that this is an adversarial proceeding. It is a court of law, and it has lots of rules. And what we do here gets reviewed by other courts in the area, in the state, and so as a result of that, the lawyers may have to object. Under the rules, they may have to object to something that is said, to something that's going to be said, to something that's going to be brought in. Don't concern yourself with those objections, or how many were given. Concern yourself more with the instructions that I give you with regard to that, if in fact I do give you an instruction with regard to that. If the lawyers have to do that, because if they don't make a timely objection, sometimes they may waive it. So therefore, that is the rules. That's what they have to follow. Don't concern yourself with that. Concern yourself more with the information you receive, with the instructions you receive from the court with regard to that as well. Very well. Let's get started. Mr. Anis, please read.
You want to know what he's talking about?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about, but you can explain it.
All right. So what he's instructing the jury, the rules. So if a lawyer objects and the judge overrules it or sustains it or whatever, later on a lawyer could come back and say he constantly overruled me, or he never, he allowed this. So what he's referring to is if a lawyer asks for the case to be reviewed and they're trying to say that the judge is biased, they're going to use all of those things. And the things,
yeah, we saw a lot of that with the Tim Norman trial. Yeah. He's filed for an appeal, as a matter of fact.
So all the objections, and then again, if your lawyer doesn't object and you feel as the client that he should have objected, you can ask for a review. So that's what you're referring to. But he's telling the jury not to worry about that, because that's the lawyer's job to do.
Right.
And don't worry about it. Then he said, what you worry about is my instructions afterwards. So if I tell you to disregard something, you must disregard that evidence if I choose that it's not substantial, or that I feel that it's against the rules. So he's trying to instruct them that, don't concentrate on them objecting. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Anything that's
Yeah,
damning, you should be objecting to. You
absolutely.
know, if someone says something, you're like, he's not credible. Objection. He's not a credible. He's not credible to say that. He has no credentials in that area. You're supposed to do those things because that causes reasonable doubt.
Doubt. Mm-hmm.
Same thing on the prosecutor side. If the jury throws something out there, like in the Murdoch case, well, it was two shooters, and here's our scenario, and he objects and goes, "This is no relevance." Then the judge decides it's for reasonable doubt. But again, he has a job to do, and he has to do it in the best interest of his client on both
Mm-hmm.
sides. And the prosecutor has to do his job in the best interest of the state and the victims.
Mm-hmm.
So these instructions that he's giving is just, trying to set the jury up to understand that, don't let objections sway you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the jury, if you're objecting and you're objecting a lot, it sways the jury into thinking that the evidence that's being given is not credible.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let that out.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
Okay, so this is the prosecutor, y'all, giving his opening statement. This is the prosecutor.
the grand jurors, duly selected, organized, sworn, and impaneled as such for the County of Webb, State of Texas, at the January and June term of 2018 of the 49th District Court of said county, upon their oath, present in and to the said court that on or about the 9th day of April 2018 and interior to the presentment of this indictment in the county and state aforesaid, Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles did then and there intentionally or knowingly cause the death of an individual, namely Dominic Alexander Hernandez, an individual younger than 10 years of age, by stabbing Dominic Alexander Hernandez in the chest or slashing Dominic Alexander Hernandez's throat with a sharp object. Count two. And the grand jurors aforesaid, upon their oaths, do further present in and to the said court that on or about the 9th day of April 2018 and interior to the presentment of this indictment in the county and state aforesaid, Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles did then and there intentionally or knowingly cause the death of an individual, namely Griselda Hernandez, by stabbing said Griselda Hernandez multiple times with a sharp object, and did then and there intentionally or knowingly cause the death of another individual, namely Dominic Alexander Hernandez, by stabbing Dominic Alexander Hernandez in the chest or slashing Dominic Alexander Hernandez's throat with a sharp object, and both murders were committed during the same criminal transaction against the peace and dignity of the state.
Mr. Burgos states not guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. Commissioner Muniz, you may proceed with the opening statement.
May it please the court,
Yes, sir.
counsel, ladies and gentlemen, this is a case about the danger within. A danger within a family, a danger within law enforcement, a danger within society. The evidence will show that on April the 9th of 2018 started like any other ordinary day. Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles, the man who sits here today, a supervisor, Border Patrol agent of 9 years, reports to the Laredo North Station for his shift from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. He arrives. The evidence will show that he goes to his morning meeting that's called muster, where the assignments are handed out. At about 8:01, after he He's assigned his kilo unit. You're going to hear that word, kilo unit. And that is the term that they use for the pickup trucks. We've all seen the white and green trucks driven by Border Patrol. He was driving one. K66119. K66119. That was the unit that he was driving. He exits at 8:01 a.m. His destination, Father Mactable Park off of Mines Road. That is the area that he was going to be in charge of that day, and the evidence will show that that area covers from Father Mactable Park all the way to the World Trade Bridge. He is a supervisor, and he has other agents under his supervision. But today is going to be far from normal. Today, April the 9th of 2018, is the day that he is going to carry out a sinister plan. The evidence will show that he invites a young woman, a secret lover, and the child that they have together to the park. But the evidence will show that the meeting that he's setting up for them is not at the park, but it is in a dense, brushy area near the Rio Grande River. He instructs her to arrive at Father Mactable Park, to park her car, and to take the walk to this secret meeting. We'll take you there. You'll see, and the evidence will show that she walks by the baseball field, then she walks through a nature trail, then she walks around a soccer field, then she gets near the river area, and that's where the dirt trail starts. The plan is to set up an ambush. The evidence will show that the kilo unit, 66119, is parked at the end of this trail. We will take you to that trail. You will see the vantage point that when she's pushing her stroller and she enters the path, up ahead is the kilo unit, the pickup truck. That's the decoy. What she doesn't know is that Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles is lying in wait.
Hey, Truth.
Waiting for her to get close enough to the truck to carry out his ambush.
Truth.
The time around.
Okay, put my screen up.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this down.
Okay. You see A right there?
Mm-hmm.
A is where his truck is.
Mm-hmm.
The other blue dots are the girl, and then the baby is 15 feet from her. But
So my thing is, like, I would, if I was her, I would have wondered, like, I would have been like a little weird because I would have been like, like, why you want me to meet you?
on this trail,
Yeah.
why are we sitting at a table? with the baby. Why are you meeting? But the blue dot is his truck,
Mhm.
and that's the trail that leads to the road. So he parked his truck over here,
Mhm.
and then he was waiting for them in these bushes right here where they were
Right.
found. So she saw the truck sitting down here because it looks like it's far, but it's really not that far. So the truck is here. So she thinks she's walking to him,
Mhm. Mhm.
but in fact he's waiting in those bushes behind her.
Damn.
And you did hear the man say the slash of the throat, the
Right.
stabbing in the chest.
He
So
attacked them.
yeah, he killed her first, but he did that to the baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Miss Sonia said probably not alone because they had been secretly seeing one another. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I'm
It's,
don't ever ask me to go meet you in a bush.
I ain't mean you in no damn bushes. I'm not meeting you in no damn,
I'm
Come on
not.
now, bro. Like,
I'm
honest,
not.
I don't give a fuck how much of a secret lover.
Yeah, I'm
Shit,
not bang.
you be more liable to find me at a hotel than in a goddamn bush.
Yeah, I'm not banging you in a bush because there's mosquitoes and all kinds of shit out there. There's
I
bugs,
don't know. I don't
and
know.
I'm not banging you in a bush.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what it is. So there should have been a red flag immediately, unless she's used to
Oh,
meeting
thank you,
him.
Sirius. Gotcha. Thank you, boo.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead. We can
Trigger
continue.
warning, y'all. Trigger warning, trigger warning. Thank you, Sirius, for reminding me. I appreciate that. So for anybody that feel like they may get triggered, just I know, my crowds are small for this commentary, but I prefer anybody that may be triggered to just exit the live stream, okay? I don't want to trigger anybody. But this is really sad, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you don't mind, please and thank you. And also feel free to support the channel. All right, here we go. This is the prosecutor, y'all, with opening statements. Okay. Thank you, Sirius.
That this is going on. It's about 9:45 in the morning. The next few minutes that this young woman and this innocent baby experience is the most horrific and terrifying, unimaginable thing that anybody could imagine. It's at that time that her attacker comes out of the brush and with violent and vicious moves, clenching a knife, attacks this young woman. But what? But what does every mother have? What does God give every mother when it comes to
Really,
protecting
Sonya?
a child?
Wow.
What will every mother do? The evidence will show that they will protect, that they will fight, and they will even die in order to protect their child, just like a mother bear.
Mm, that's true.
Who is this young mother? Who is this innocent baby? Griselda Hernandez, and 18-month-old Dominic Hernandez. These are the two victims that on that morning lives were taken.
So he's holding up like huge, and I mean huge, photos of the baby and the mommy, right? And so they got the camera on him, because they always gonna, try to get a reaction or whatever, see if there's a reaction. So the camera goes to him, and he won't even look at the pictures. He's got this, sort of he got his, hand up to his mouth, and he's looking down, and you know, he's not looking at the photos at all. Of course, he's not. Okay.
The evidence will show
One day, y'all, my promise to y'all is one day I'm gonna figure out how to show this stuff without being struck. Cause I really be wanting y'all to see what I see instead of me trying to explain it. But until then, I'm gonna do the best I can, y'all.
that the plan that Ronald Anthony Burgos Avila set was to make it look like
Right,
some
serious.
smugglers
Absolutely.
had attacked this woman. The dirt trail that he used his skills, that he knew so well, the trees, the brush, the camouflage, areas that he had patrolled before, were perfect for this crime. What he did not anticipate was the fight. The fight. You see, when we take you to this trail, there is going to be a lot of evidence that was showed how violent this fight was. We're going to bring you physical evidence. There's going to be photos. There's going to be lots and lots and lots of blood. This dirt trail will tell a story. It will tell a very tragic and horrific story. You see, the evidence will show that baby Dominic was being hunted, but not by a creature, not by an animal, but by his own father, the man sitting here today, supervising Border Patrol Agent Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles. But in order to get his prey, in order to get that baby, he needed to go through Griselda.
Mm.
27 stab wounds.
Wait.
I said that. 27 stab wounds it took to stop Griselda.
Just her? 27? Ah. Y'all hear my grandbabies back there laughing and playing. Ain't no telling what Tony doing with them back there. 27, D True. 20. Can you imagine?
And understand something. Crimes of passion are normally this graphic. If you have no inkling of who this person is, it's maybe 1, 2. But when it comes to crimes of passion,
Oh my God.
meaning your main goal is to kill this person and make them feel what you're feeling. 27 is light. I bet you he stopped because he saw the baby taking off.
Lord have mercy.
And he just said he
just
had to
can't.
find it.
Oh,
Even as a baby, you have a flight or fight in you.
mm-hmm.
And he just said he had to hunt down the baby, who was 15 feet His body was found 15 feet from it. And then when I was looking through stuff, and it's the baby bag that's been thrown everywhere.
Mhm.
Okay, and you're right. A lot of times the reason that you bring someone to a park like this, especially a park like that, there's so many wild animals,
Yeah.
coyotes, wild dogs, things like that. You're hoping that the bodies get dragged away.
Right.
You're
Remember
hope
that case with damn, what was his name?
Yes,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, you're hoping that the wild animals will do your job for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what's telling me right now. Why were you so dumb to go find the body yourself? Why would you
Mhm.
go at 11 o'clock and report the body? He could have easily just let it sit there, let somebody else find it.
Yeah, it'd be the narcissist behaviors for
Yeah,
me.
and then
You know,
say,
you commit this crime, but you want to be the hero that discovers it.
yeah, and then say I was supposed to meet her, but she never showed up.
Yeah. Come on now.
You see, dumb criminals. I would never get caught. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh, I believe you. It's scary, but I believe you.
I'm just like, why you're the you're gonna be the first suspect, number one, because you knew her.
Right.
You just happened to stumble upon the person that you knew. Now it'd be something if you said, "Oh, I was supposed to meet her, and then I found her body." No, you didn't even bring up the fact that you were there to meet her.
Mhm.
You didn't even
Mhm.
bring up the fact that you knew who it was.
That you knew the woman or the
Yes,
baby. Come
nothing.
on.
You didn't say
Crazy.
any.
Crazy.
You did not. You're a dumbass, and you deserve to go to jail. Matter of fact, they need to just hang you by your toes and dip you into shark-infested waters because you're
Damn.
an idiot. Just an
Damn.
idiot to think that this plan. may- Maybe that's what he's thinking. That his plan was so stupid they could not believe that he came up with this plan.
Ciao.
That would be
Thank you,
my
Miss Gloria.
defense.
Y'all hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Miss Gloria. Y'all hit that cash app. Support your girl. Okay.
That would be my defense.
Oh.
There's no possible way that I would think this plan was going to work. No
I mean, it's
possible
like
way.
every case we review,
It's
it's like
idiots.
it be the dumbest
Idiots.
people like Murdoch. It just be the dumbest motherfuckers for me.
Did you get the stuff I sent you yesterday?
I saw it when we went live. I'm gonna go look at it when we get off. I just saw it.
No, not that. Not that. Yesterday about Murdoch. About the cover up.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure you got it.
Oh gosh, it's a lot, y'all. We got a lot to catch up on. It's a lot. Ooh, I hate to be behind. But yeah, we talk about some of the dumbest people. The truth. What is it?
They're stupid. Just stupid. And you would believe that this did, I've asked people, did you write this down?
Right.
Did you write it down? Because sometimes when you're thinking it, you think it's great. Write it
Mhm.
down and then read it and say, "Oh shit, this is stupid."
Mhm. Yeah. All right, y'all. Here we go. They are Miss Ann. They
We will
are.
bring you evidence that will show stab wounds to her head, to her face, her shoulders, her back, her arms, her ear, stabbed so many times that
Wait a
she
minute.
was almost
What B Sugar
unrecognizable.
say? True story. My old church deacon did that to a woman he was going with some years ago. It's in the paper in New Jersey. Anthony James. He stabbed her over 100 times. He was trying to hook up. He was trying to hook up me. No thank. What B Sugar? Thank God I wasn't desperate. It could have been me. Jesus be offense. Lord, people crazy, y'all. People are crazy. Thank God, be sugar.
you will see through the forensic evidence the defensive wounds on her hands that show how violent the attack was. You will also see that in the fight, she lost her shoes.
Wow.
The tennis shoes that she was wearing were off her feet. After he kills Griselda, and one of the things that you're going to have to pay attention to
Put up the trigger warning.
is that this fight, this attack happens so sudden when she's holding the stroller with her baby, and he's got his little cell phone, his broken cell phone that only has certain apps or games. Comes from behind, the attack moves. You'll see the blood trail where she's trying to fight or get away until she dies. The fight moves from a south to north direction. I'm going to show you, this is a satellite view of the area of Father Macabo Park, the Rio Grande, and the brushy area where this took place.
That's the picture that you have
You
up
can
there.
go there through the testimony, through the evidence.
Come on, G. Okay.
You will
Popeye still
see
asleep? Or is he up? Okay.
in this area of this dirt trail.
I'll be right back, y'all. Y'all listen. I'll be right back. That's what he's showing right there, y'all.
An attack took place. After he finishes with Griselda, he's now able to get the innocent baby. The evidence will show that as she lays dead, he walks back to the stroller. We'll bring you the stroller. You'll see the stroller. He gets in front of baby Dominic and he unstraps the buckle to take him out. Baby Dominic is confused at this time, probably scared. How do we know this? The evidence will show that Griselda's blood is on the straps, on the buckles, where he unbuckled the baby. Mama Bear's blood is there where he unbuckles the baby. What he does next is something that is unimaginable. He takes the baby into the grass, into the brush, closer to the river, holding the baby, 18 months old, his son, and you will see the pictures of Dominic. Dominic is wearing a little green shirt from Star Wars.
Mm.
And on that shirt, he has a picture of Yoda. It's the baby Yoda. It says, "Lucky I am."
Mm.
Lucky I am. We'll bring you the shirt and you'll see the shirt. One of the things, and again, I'm going to ask you throughout this trial to pay close attention to the details, because the details will prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. One of the interesting facts about the Lucky I Am little shirt, and I'll come and I'll show it to you, is that there is no hole in the shirt. Listen to that. There
Mm.
is no hole in the shirt. Why is that important? Because when he takes baby Dominic to the grass under a Wisacha tree and lays
Hold
him.
on 1 minute, y'all. Just I'm getting a phone call. I gotta answer. D2 speak for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, so he's trying to say that he didn't stab him through the shirt, that he picked the shirt up and stabbed his son in the chest and did what he did to his son. This man wanted to eradicate both her and the baby completely. Just eradicate them from his life. I can't wait to hear his defense. I can't wait to hear defense of how he didn't do this, even though they've placed him in the area at the time of the murder, and then again he's the one that found the body, but yet he did not say he knew who that was. Maybe he thought that the sister didn't know who he was. Maybe he thought that that she wouldn't tell her family who the father is because he's married, and he thought maybe she's embarrassed to say who he was. I can't I can't figure out his thinking of plotting this to be done, because he plotted this. He premeditated this entire plan. He knew exactly where he was luring her. He knew exactly where he's going to wait for her, and he ambushed her. And that is another reason for capital murder, because this was an ambush. This isn't a he got angry and murdered her. He planned this. He ambushed her, which is capital murder. They would say he waited for her. If you wait for someone, you lured them to a spot and you wait for them to ambush them and murder them, that's capital murder. That's premeditated, beyond premeditated. That's premeditated and calculated. I don't know. I don't know if his wife is in the courtroom. I'll have to look at some of the pictures. I know what she looks like because I have a picture of his wife. But you see what I'm saying? It's beyond premeditated. This is a calculated murder. He can't say he was angry. He can't say it was spur of the moment, because he ambushed her, as they're saying. Now, his defense may be that, yeah, I did it, but I didn't. It was just an act of passion. I didn't mean to. I wasn't setting out to kill them, because in a lot of capital cases, your defense is a lesser charge. Not that you didn't do it. It's I didn't mean to do it, or it was an accident.
Mm.
A lot of times in capital punishment cases, they're conceding, yes, I did it, but it's not the way you're saying. I didn't plan
Mm.
this out. I didn't ambush them. This was I asked her not to do this, and I got so mad I attacked her. But
Crime of
again,
passion and all
but
that shit.
yeah, but again, do you normally carry that knife as your part of your equipment?
Fact.
Because if you don't normally carry that knife, what made you bring that knife with you?
Exactly. And why did you use a knife? My guess is he didn't want people to hear the
Well,
gunshots.
yeah, it's a small. It's not. It's a big park, but there's people around.
Yeah,
He's
people. You
not.
didn't want to use a gun.
And he lured her to a spot, and he knows that spot because he's probably been camping that spot to see if there's
Mm-hmm.
people that run on that trail or walk on that trail at that particular time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
Yep.
this is his park and he starts at 6 a.m. So
He
he was,
knows when people start
Mhm.
showing up. He knows what the
Yeah,
traffic was gonna be like. He knows this. He
yeah,
knows all of that.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
He knows exactly who's there, when they're there, how long are they there. He probably waves to him. He probably sees him because
On a daily basis.
he takes the same route every day. He's
Mm-hmm.
on that route every single day. He knows the people that walk the park. He knows the drug addicts that use the park. He knows the drunks that use the park. He knows all those people. That's
Mm-hmm.
his beat.
Yep. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to take a phone call.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Down. He picks up the shirt. He covers his eyes. He holds his hand over his little face. He takes the knife, puts it right in the middle of his little sternum, that little pigeon bone right here, and he punctures baby Dominic.
Wow.
But baby Dominic, like his mother, was a fighter, and he doesn't die. He doesn't die. He doesn't stop at that point. There's no clarity as to what am I doing to this child. No, he has to finish the job. So, like he did to his mother, with the same sharp object, he puts it to baby Dominic's throat. That little 3-inch throat. Sticks the knife, cuts the carotid,
Mm.
and cuts the jugular vein of this baby. You'll see the blood. You'll see how Dominic was left drenched in blood on his jeans, on the left side. Evidence that shows that when he gets stabbed in the carotid artery, in the jugular, that squirts. That's where he has to step back, and that's where the baby tries to stand up or
And
sit
that's
up.
what you said, D true. He had to go change clothes because all of that in the carotid artery, yeah, he
Yes,
would have had blood on him.
I understand the carotid artery can spray 10, 15 feet in a baby,
Uh-huh.
easily 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Once your carotid artery is opened, your heart you're already excited, so your
Mm-hmm.
heart is beating faster. The carotid
Mm-hmm.
artery is the artery that carries the blood to your brain.
Yep.
So basically your heart is beating faster. That means the blood is pumping faster. It could spray 10, 15 feet. I've seen some spray even further.
Mm. Yeah, that carotid artery, there's no way he didn't have blood. Like
No,
honestly, what did he do? Like
he's dread. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't wearing a jumpsuit and gloves.
really
Well, because he said he didn't have any gloves, right? I'll
right.
guarantee he was wearing the gloves and he was wearing either a jumpsuit,
Mm-hmm.
the crime scene jumpsuits because they're supposed to have those too.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you he was wearing that.
Wow.
But again, he probably has another pair of boots. He probably because a lot of times what you look at when you're the first thing you say is, are those new boots? Are
Mm-hmm.
those new shoes? Man, they look
Mm-hmm.
really really clean.
Yeah.
You start saying things like that to the suspect to see the reaction. Oh,
Mm.
no, these are the same ones I always wear. Well, they look
Mm.
really clean. Them boots look really new. They don't even look broke in. You're saying these things because you want to see the reaction, because they're going to react.
Mhm.
Nobody is that smooth, so they're not going to react to your thing. And you're looking straight in their face because you want to see if their pupils dilate. You want to see the reaction of their dimples if they have them. You want to see all the facial expressions, their hands. What are they doing when you ask that question? Are those new boots? Are those
Mm.
new shoes? Are those new clothes? Because there's no possible way he did not come drenched
He had to.
in that. And that's saying he changed before he got back in that truck.
Yep. That accounts for that hour in between
Hmm.
between it happening and the phone call that was made. Yeah. Had to be. All right. Here we go. Yeah.
and then falls down. There's a bunch of blood all over his jeans. You'll see it. Now what? Now what does the evidence tell us? The evidence will next tell you that Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles next is to stage the crime. Remember when we talked about in jury selection? Who decides where, when, and how to commit the crime? The defendant. Police have to work after. They have the head start. Him being a law enforcement officer, being trained, knows what they're going to look for. So let me create a scene. You're going to see the scene. The first thing the evidence is going to show is that he grabs the phone, the baby's cell phone that the baby would play games with, and he takes that. The next thing he does is that he throws the stroller to the east in the brush. There's a shoe around that area where the initial ambush took place. He grabs a shoe and he throws it towards the river,
Mm.
and it lands in the tall grass. Next, he has to go to Griselda. What does she have? That's important. Her phone. He grabs her phone.
You see Mad's question in the chat, D True.
He may have,
Hey
because
Mad.
the smart thing would be the smart thing to do would be to show them which way you're going. So that means in your blood streak, you're going to run through the bush, which means
Mm-hmm.
the leaves are going to have blood stains on it. You're gonna drag your feet. You're gonna do things. But if you want to confuse the cops, you go grab a branch and start brushing away all the footprints,
Mm-hmm.
leaving no trail. If there's drag marks, you brush those away. This is dirt. This isn't concrete. This is dirt. But again, once they start looking through the dirt, they're going to see speckles of blood in the dirt. But again, you're doing this to confuse the crime scene. But you want to
Mm-hmm.
run through the bush, not back to your car. You want to run another direction, a totally different direction, to let them think like the killer ran back in the bush
Mm-hmm.
to take off. We'll find out if he did that, because that would be stupid for him to walk up the trail back to his car, directly back to his car,
Right, right, right.
because they know where his car is at 9:45.
Mm-hmm.
They know exactly where his car is, because police cars have transponders in them that ping to tell the police where they're at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he'd be stupid to walk back to his car and leave a trail back to his car. So we'll see what they say about what he did after he murdered him.
Where are the hounds? They probably had hounds out there, man.
Yeah, but nobody's missing.
Right.
So
That, yeah.
they know her, but if they usually they bring dogs that can smell blood
Mm-hmm.
to follow the trail. And I think what Matt is getting at is the dogs would show them where he went and how
Mm-hmm.
and where he went and
Sniff it out.
where he ended up. But again, if he turns around and he cleans himself up in the bush prior to going back to his car, because that would be ridiculous, because there'd be trace evidence in his truck.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to follow the route that the murderer took, again, they would need something from the murderer, but her scent would also be on him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if the dogs smell her, they'll be able to trail her killer because he was that close to her. So her scent would be on him,
Mm-hmm.
and the baby scent would be on him, and the dogs
Absolutely.
could follow that to see which way he exited and where he ended up. But we'll see. They haven't even got to that part yet. They're still talking about the murder.
Right. Okay. Here we go.
But what happens? What happens when a double murder has just occurred? There's adrenaline, nerves, fear. Panic starts to set in. And it's going to be very important for all of you to pay attention throughout this trial to see the mistakes that he makes. He had a plan. Now he's got two bloody, innocent people down. He has to stage it, but things start moving fast. There's going to be many mistakes that he committed, but the evidence, and I'll highlight just a few that you're going to see. The evidence will show that in the Kilo unit, 66119, the official Border Patrol truck that he was driving, he goes in there. The two phones that belong to both of his victims, he places them under his vest, the Border Patrol protected vest, and you'll see the name Burgos, R. Burgos. He stuffs them under on the passenger side.
Wow.
During the attack, when Griselda was fighting and kicking for her life, he loses a belt keeper. You see, you'll learn that police officers wear a belt, and then on top of that belt, they wear a Sam Brown, which is their utility belt where they have their gun. But that's held by keepers. Typically 3 to 4 keepers around the waist to hold
Thank you, Matt.
all the equipment together, right?
Mm.
One of those keepers falls. It falls. It's stepped on during the fight. And blood droplets fall on the belt keeper. And we'll show you who those blood droplets belong to. He throws that belt keeper into the truck. And guess where it lands? Under the front seat. Under the front seat. 9:49 a.m. How do we get that time? We're going to bring you GPS evidence. We're going to bring you every unit from Border Patrol has technology, right? We're going to bring you the evidence that shows that in this circumstance, when you turn off your unit, the system, the GPS system records the time it turns off. The evidence is going to show that the best calculation of when this murder took place was between 9:49 and 10:10 a.m. I'll repeat that. It's very important. 9:49 to 10:10 a.m. In between that time, at 9:49, the GPS turns off one time. Could it be that that's when Griselda was coming up pushing the stroller and he had to hide?
Mm.
At 10:10, it turns off again a little bit further down the trail at 10:10. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot going on at this time. What did we say in jury selection? That sometimes evidence is lost. Who controls the evidence? I'll tell you right now, we're not going to have bloody pants. We're not going to have a bloody shirt. We're not going to have bloody shoes, boots, or tennies. We're not. The evidence of what he was wearing, we do not have. Why? Because the evidence will show that he had time on his side. And if you want to see the knife that was used, you're not going to see it. We do not have the murder weapon. Well, I'll tell you what we do have. We have technology. You see, when he's leaving the brush area, there's a camera, a security camera set up by DPS in the brush, facing an area where normally there's either criminal activity, and they're called drawbridge cameras. There is a camera pointing to the east. You will see his kilo unit, his truck driving by, and it snaps a picture. We will also bring you evidence of camera footage from throughout the city of his path after the murder. It's important to think logically and chronologically throughout this case. He has just killed 2 people using a knife. At least 29 stab wounds. You will see the tremendous amount of blood at the crime scene. How do you control so much blood? You can't. You can't. One of the mistakes was, and maybe it wasn't, but the evidence will show that baby Dominic's blood on the back tailgate blood. Baby Dominic's blood marking the truck of his killer. You're gonna see it. You'll see video footage from his home, from the neighbor's camera, sometime after 10:15, 10:30, shortly after the double murder. You will see this man who sits here today. You will see him getting off his government vehicle in shorts and in tennies. I said that. You're going to see him, after the murders, get off his truck in shorts and tennies. He went to work that morning in his full green uniform. He left at 8:01 a.m. with his full green uniform. And after the murders, his neighbor's video catches him getting off his truck, and he leaves it on. He leaves it on. But you'll see a glimpse. You'll see the shorts. You'll see the tennies. You'll see him. He's not there more than 10 minutes. Comes
He
out.
went home, D. True.
Yeah, look at the screen.
He went home and changed clothes.
So he took his uniform off in the truck, and he was wearing shorts and a t-shirt and tennis shoes. Right?
Wow.
This is his neighbor's security cam of his truck in the driveway. Remember, he said he didn't turn it off because once a car, once the cop car is turned off, it sends a transponding signal back to the police department to tell them the location of the vehicle. The reason they do that is if a police officer is ambushed, they'll know exactly where the cop car is and what happened. So they put transponders in there because police aren't always, very loyal. They want to see where they're stopping. So if they're stopping to bang their girlfriend, they want to know how long has that car been sitting there and what time did it go and what time did it leave, because it also tells them when that car leaves again. So, but this picture is uh from it. Now he must have put something down on the seats for him to sit on in that truck because he didn't have enough time to clean that truck. Now the other key evidence is he put the cell phone under his seat. And then what a cell phone does is every few minutes it pings the GPS. So you could actually show where her phone was. Okay. And it'll continue to ping the GPS continuously over and over again. And what it does, but it wipes out older stuff. So if he's driving around with her cell phone, it's telling them exactly where her cell phone is. And then they also know where his truck is. So but he didn't turn his truck off. So the police don't know that he's at his house. They only happen to get the security camera off his neighbor to see if he went
Idiot.
home.
Oh my God. Idiot. Idiot.
So they think he's still on patrol. Now, he did mention the blood on the tailgate. So as he came back, he put his hand on the tailgate before he got back in the car. So, or something rubbed against that tailgate. It could have been his shirt, could have been anything. But remember, he was probably wearing gloves.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah.
Now you won't see the evidence of him coming out in his full green uniform. Unfortunately, we don't have that. Camera didn't catch it. But you'll have his actions of what he needs to do next. And what does he have to do? This man's in charge of this sector between Father McNabb Park and World Trade Bridge. He's just committed a murder. He's gone home. He's gotten rid of evidence. Gone home, got dressed again. Now he has to get back. But what happens when he comes back? A couple of his agents see him. They see him driving erratically, speeding in the area near World Trade Bridge. What does that do? What does that do? You'll hear from those agents, and they'll tell you his demeanor. Things now are there's decisions now having to be made on the fly. Things are changing now, right? Maybe somebody else was going to find the body, but now he's been spotted driving fast, probably trying to get to some spot. So what does he decide to do? The evidence will show that he turns around near World Trade Bridge, drives back all the way to Father McNabb Park, where he's trying to get back to the area where the two bodies now have been for possibly more than an hour already. And when he's driving in, he runs into Border Patrol agents Lara and Smith, who happen to be parked near the soccer field, probably somewhere they shouldn't have been, but they were there fixing maps in their truck. The evidence will show that Border Patrol supervisor pulls up. His hands are clenched on the steering wheel, and he asks a very odd question, and you'll hear it.
Mm.
He asks Border Patrol Lara, what's over there? Pointing to the brushy area. Lara says, well, there's an ATV trail. There's a trail that we have. Do you know if there's an exit? Lara's like, well, I don't think so, but if you want to go check. Right after that, the evidence will show that he comes on the radio. Lara, get over here. I need you. That's where he initiates this whole charade of finding a dead body.
Mm.
And we'll get back to that. But it's going to be very important for you to pay attention to what the Border Patrol agents and the police officers who respond, because the evidence is going to show. And you're
I
going to
agree,
hear,
man. I want to know if they found the clothes at his house. You know, we I want to know if they found the clothes at his house.
I think that's why they're bringing up the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that he threw it in the river.
Yeah, 'cause he took him off in the car, huh?
Well,
So yeah.
I believe no, he now maybe he had a second pair of clothes, and that's why he was walking in the house in those tan shorts and shirt and sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
But he still needed to go take a shower
Mm-hmm.
because there's still going to be trace blood on him. So
Mm-hmm.
he still needs to go take a shower. But he may have taken his clothes off, put them in a bag, then changed into those shorts and t-shirt, then went back to his house, showered, and put new clothes on. Because
Look at look at Mad the conspiracy theory. He
yeah,
say the co-worker.
Matt thinks everything is conspiracy.
Ah.
Matt thinks there's always someone else involved. But
Oh good.
and yes, there probably is trace evidence in his home. But if he was smart, he would the way he walked in is the way he walks out.
Mm-hmm.
He wipes off everything with a Clorox wipe, including the handle of his door, the bathroom door. He wipes down the shower, everything he wipes down, and then he pours bleach down the drain of the tub.
Mm.
Because trace evidence will be of blood will be in the pipes. So you need to run your water and pour bleach into the water and let that run down your pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone listening, please don't take these. Don't be writing this shit down.
here that the one that makes the call is none other than Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles. The man that sits here today is the one that calls in about a subject down needing EMS. Send the ambulance.
Damn, he said his whole name.
Information. Send an ambulance. You're gonna hear it when he calls it in. And you're gonna hear and see from the people that come here, the witnesses, that this man was there when they arrived. Now, how did we get here? And this story, I cannot tell you this tragic story without telling you the beginning. Because there is a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. The evidence will show in this story that Griselda met this guy who told her, who the evidence shows, that his name was Anthony Burgos. That's very important. She knew him as Anthony. She got involved with him in 2015. You're going to learn that through her friends and family. She got involved with him in 2015 The evidence will show, and it'll come out that he was married. They had two little boys. They were having this secret relationship where they would see each other. You may even hear during this trial, friends with benefits, and that was their relationship. They would get together to have a good time. But she got pregnant in 2015. She gets pregnant.
Mm.
On July the 26th of 2016, July the 26th of 2016, little baby Dominic Alexander Fernandez is born. He's born. The evidence will show that all of the time that this little innocent baby was alive, he was being provided for by Griselda and her family. Not once, the evidence will show, not once did this man who sits here today ever take responsibility for
What?
that innocent baby.
Mm, 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 mm.
But what do they say, right? Babies are expensive. Griselda had dreams. She had hopes. She had goals. You're going to learn that one of her dreams, one of her goals was to become a nurse like her older sister, Angelica. And we're going to bring you Angelica. And Angelica is going to be a very important witness in making the connection between her baby sister and this guy that they know as Anthony. Because their meetings were secret, the family didn't really know much about Anthony.
Mm.
And Griselda protected him. So much so that for the first 18 months of Dominic's life, she made herself financially responsible for Dominic. You're going to learn that she wanted to be a nurse, but because of the financial strain that was going on in her life, she needed help. You're going to find out through the evidence that she was supporting her baby in the daycare through student loans. But student loans can only go so far. Right? Baby needs daycare.
Mm-hmm.
He said I needed help. And how do you get help in the state of Texas? Child support.
Mm-hmm.
And Griselda did what the right that every young woman has who becomes pregnant when there's a father who does not want to make himself responsible. She exercised her right to go to the Texas Attorney General and begin the process. You will see the evidence of her trying to say, hey, help me out.
Wait,
Help me
wait,
out.
wait, wait,
And
wait,
no help was coming.
wait. She had already filed papers on him.
I think that's what he's about to say.
He's a bigger idiot than I thought he was.
I think that's what he's about to say. Honestly.
Even if he didn't do all the things, stupid things that he did, where he wanted, where he's the one that called in the body,
Mm-hmm.
his name was going to come up anyway.
Absolutely.
I mean, he could have paid a crackhead to do this for him.
Just saying.
And a crackhead ain't gonna cost you nothing but maybe what $100.
I wouldn't know the truth. I don't know what the crackheads are charging for murder these days.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
And
this
his
is
and
crazy.
then don't do it by you know you just watch her, see what her habits are, and then just put the crackhead on her. But to set it up where, yeah, you come meet me, and like, I'm going to meet you, and I'm dead.
Hmm.
I'm going to meet you and I'm dead. How are you not the number one suspect? How are you not the one that everyone's pointing out? How are you not the one that did it? You told her to come meet you, and they knew they were coming to meet you.
Hmm.
You dumbass. And then you turned your truck off to go kill her. So they know where your truck was.
The truth, you can't explain it.
No, you
Can't
can't.
explain it.
What I'm going to ask the Border Patrol is, you allow idiots like this? This guy is mentally handicapped. He's got to be some type of retarded, and you made him a supervisor.
He supervised other people. Yes, he did. Yes, he
Those
did.
guys,
Yes, he did.
I would throw the whole group of them away, because this is the idiot that was leading you. This
Yep.
idiot right here, you guys must be dumber than him. I'm sorry, I got to fire all of you. You must all be stupider than him. So I got to fire all of you.
Damn. Damn. You know,
Ridiculous.
this is getting good. Okay, let's listen. This is crazy.
So what do you do? So the chronology is going to show that in 2017 in December, she starts practicing how to tell him, "Hey, I'm going to have to go to the attorney general." In January of 2018 is when she says, "I need help. I'm thinking about going to child support. Can you help me out?" This is when, and the evidence is going to show, and you're going to have to pay close attention to this. This is when the Facebook activity is going to spike up with their communications. Every time she brings up child support, what he does is deflect the subject by using humor, talking about sex, giving her guilt trips. You're going to see this pattern, right? But he's not showing rage. He's not showing anger.
Mm.
You'll see the communications. And it's not how's Dominic. And Nene, the baby, or the baby. But he doesn't use Dominic's name.
Mm.
By March the 21st of 2018, by that time he's already been served.
He was served.
When you file a child support action in the state of Texas, one of the first steps is what's called a negotiation conference.
Mm.
A negotiation conference. And that's where the state of Texas will try to bring the father into a meeting to try to work out, hey, this is what the percentage is, this is what you're going to have to pay. By March the 21st, that was already set. You're going to see evidence that that train was moving.
Wow.
That legal proceeding had already started. And then something happens that had never happened before. Something happens. He says, I want to meet Dominic.
What?
And I guess through the pressure, something else comes out through these Facebook.
Okay, hold on.
So he had never met the child.
Hold on. But yet he's still talking about sex. He's
Mm.
still talking to her about sex. But he's never met the child. So were they still having sex?
I mean, I'm just saying that, you ain't never met my child, you deny my baby, you ain't helping me, my baby. You're not getting no more coochie. I mean, at some point you gotta cut the cooch out.
Well, he just said in Facebook posts he's joking
Mhm.
sexually.
Mhm.
So, I mean, but some women just, you just put it on them and they just can't resist,
Child,
You know,
listen.
so
I get that too, but one thing I know is when you become a parent, that shit for me don't work. I mean, like, I'm sorry.
So if he's been served, I wonder, does his wife know about her?
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, how is he getting child support is being filed or whatever? They going to court or whatever, whatever, and the wife don't have this baby is here, baby born. Even though he ain't got nothing to do with the baby, he ain't, he ain't never met the baby, and he ain't paying for the baby. But how does she not know? Like, how did the wife not know? I don't know.
Where's Juicy? We need to ask Juicy because she's professional
So
side.
I ain't gonna tell you what I think she is. We just gonna let that go.
Yeah, because she's a professional side chick. You know, no, no shade. But we didn't know how. How does the wife not know?
This is crazy. It's getting better for me. I don't know about y'all, but let's listen.
There go Matt. Look at Matt. Matt got a
I hear
conspiracy.
him with the Popeyes chicken sandwich,
Look,
Lord Jesus.
man, you have a conspiracy about the Popeye chicken.
Well, you gotta watch his live. He did a whole live about the whole chicken.
That's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Man
Damn,
ain't playing with y'all.
Popeye.
Man
Damn,
putting this out
Popeyes.
here.
They put mind altering shit in the chicken.
Man is not playing. You hear me? He's not playing.
Okay, go ahead. I want to hear. I gotta hear where this goes.
And you're gonna see it. A prediction where he tells Griselda, in a few weeks, I don't think you're gonna want to be my friend. Real subtle. In a few weeks, I don't think you're gonna want to be my friend. March 24th, I want to see you guys tomorrow. In the morning of March the 25th, this is a very important date, ladies and gentlemen. On March the 25th, approximately at around 9:49 a.m., she gets a text to meet him at Winfield Park, off of Del Mar and Winfield. There's a park as you go into this neighborhood.
It was a text.
The area.
Yeah.
You're a bigger dumbass. Every time this man opens his mouth, I think you're a bigger dumbass than you were 2 minutes before he said something.
Yes.
You text her? At least a phone call you could deny. You can't deny a text. This man deserves everything they give him in prison with that little pretty boy haircut of his.
This is a big day because for the first time in baby Dominic's 18 months alive, he's going to meet his father.
18 months.
The evidence will show that she goes over there, she gets there. Burgos says he's going to be playing basketball and he's there at the park, sends her the instructions. She arrives, she shows baby Dominic, introduces baby Dominic to his father. She has to go back to her vehicle to get some stuff. So she gives the baby over to the father. Something that maybe she shouldn't have done. But she so badly wanted to trust this man. She hands over her innocent child to him. She goes to the truck or the car. When she comes back, baby Dominic is crying. Baby Dominic is in crisis. Something's going on with baby Dominic. She can't figure it out. It's so bad that she cancels the meeting. She takes the baby back and says, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. You're gonna hear evidence from Angelica Hernandez and you're gonna see the communications of saying something happened to Dominic. What? What happened to Dominic? I don't know. I think he got bit by something. They get over to Angelica's house, and the evidence will show that Angelica, being a registered nurse, They strip down the baby, starts to examine the baby, and they find a small wound on his thigh. On his thigh. Think about it. You take your child out to a park in April, it's warm, you're in the outdoors. What happened? It was probably a spider bite. It's probably a spider bite. Even at that moment, ladies and gentlemen, Griselda, Angelica, still no indication that they were in danger. It'll be very important later on, and the evidence will show that that, in fact, was not a spider bite. You're going to hear evidence and testimony that over the course of the next 15 days, from March the 25th up until April the 9th, and you're going to see evidence that baby Dominic's leg did not heal. It did not heal. It got so bad, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to see that he was unable to stand.
Wait a minute. So the alleged possible injection to the baby, she never took the baby to the doctor from March 25th to April the 9th?
Well, that's what? That's 2 weeks.
I mean, but you say
Maybe
you
two
think the
weeks.
baby was bit by a spider.
Well, but see, nothing was happening. I guess nothing was happening. No, if he was bit by a spider, it would happen the following day. You would immediately see it. It would get big and red and swollen.
Uh-huh.
So I'm curious to see what he injected him with.
Yeah, that I am too. Okay.
He could not walk. This is an 18-month-old child that was running around like any toddler up until March the 25th. And after March the 25th of 2018, he was dragging himself, crawling around. The mama was worried. She wanted answers. You'll hear from Dr. Rodriguez, one of the physicians, a pediatrician that went to go see him. They took baby Dominic. And what do doctors rely on when it comes to children? First thing they're going to ask you is the history. You're going to have Dr. Rodriguez come here and he'll talk about the history that was given to him by the mother. It was a day or so after the injury. There were some photos that were taken by Angelica at her house. She had instructed her sister to show them to the doctor. She didn't show them to the doctor. The doctor went based on what he was being told by Mama. Mama was telling him that it was a spider bite. So the evidence and the protocol you're going to see that was followed was that of a spider bite treatment. Antibiotics, other, little anti-inflammatory type things. And you know what? It's always easy to go back and say, if we would have known, because it was a hole. When you're going to see it, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you the pictures that on his little left thigh, he has a prick, a hole. But what caused it? What caused it? And we're going to bring you evidence that is going to be a very plausible source of what caused that injury. I won't say it now, but we'll bring it to you. I'll finish up with this. I can have 5 more minutes. That morning of April 9th, she goes. She's going to go meet Anthony. She's going to meet Anthony. She calls her sister Angelica, and she tells her, "Can I borrow your Mercedes?" She says yes. Angelica picks her up. She goes and drops Angelica off. Then they go to Chick-fil-A. They go to Chick-fil-A. They buy one of his favorite meals, a chicken minis, and this is at 8:14 in the morning. After that, the evidence will show that they deliver the food to Angelica at work, and she makes one more stop at Adriana Flores' house. We will bring you Adriana Flores, the last person to see her alive. Adriana would have told her, hey, I'll take care of the baby. And she says, no, I'm going to go see the father at Father McNamara Park. I'm going to go see Anthony. She leaves, she goes, she gets to the park at 9:09 a.m. We're going to show you video of the car driving in, the white Mercedes sedan, as she drives in and out of the different parking spaces. She waits. There's a Snapchat text that she gets that's, we figure the evidence will show that's her indication to go. She loads her stroller, she loads Dominic, and she starts the 10 to 15 minute walk over to Father McNamara Park. And when she gets there, she's killed. Now we have a double murder on our hands, and the Laredo police are in charge of unraveling this tangled web. And we're going to bring you those witnesses, we're going to bring you family, we're going to bring you friends, Border Patrol police officers that will give you facts and show you how the evidence shows that this man used his skill, used his training, used deception, and used extreme violence to carry this out. One of the most shocking, and I need to say this, one of the most shocking moments in this case is going to be when they discovered his identity. You're going to hear from Sergeant Gilbert Benavides, one of the officers who identified the vehicle, and they run the license plate. When he runs the license plate, it gives an address to Angelica Hernandez. So he goes to Angelica Hernandez's house, makes contact, and verifies. Angelica Hernandez is terrified. What happened to my sister? Can you tell me what she's doing? Yes. She went to the park to go meet Anthony. She went to the park to go meet Anthony. At this moment, and you're going to hear the live transmissions of Gilbert Benavides on Channel 3, where he says, subject, that's 82, which is dead, went to meet baby daddy or her ex, some guy named Anthony Burgos. Every cop that's on scene has a radio or a radio on his waist. That's broadcast. And guess who's standing around there at that time? That man right there. He hears it. He makes his way. The evidence will show he takes a 10-minute walk to go back to Griselda's car. And then you're going to hear, does anyone have visual on him? You'll hear lead detective Raimundo Garcia. You'll hear his voice when he says, hey, that's the guy that found the body. That's the guy that found the body. Somebody get visual on him.
Wow.
And then Detective Ray will come and tell you he switches to a cell phone so that it's not broadcast. The killer is right there among the police officers in full uniform. Detective Reyes will come and tell you when they say Anthony Burgos, he sees Burgos and he says, hey, what's your name? And you know what the evidence is going to show? That he says, my name's Ronald. My name's Ronald. Deception. The name he gave Griselda was Anthony. And I'm wrapping it up. Detective Reyes has enough already where he says, give me your full name. Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles. The officers figure out, one of the other officers there, Greg de la Cruz, I believe his name is, hey, get this guy's weapons up against the car. Take off your Sam Brown. Hey, what's going on? They disarm him. You'll hear when at that moment when they ask him, the hand gets close. It's a tense moment. You'll see Detective Rick Reyes, big guy, 2-3 times any of our size. Thank God he was there. And they get Burgos Aviles and they put him in the unit. Super important. There's a camera in the unit. We will bring you the footage from that camera. And guess what? It has audio.
Mm.
When he gets in there, and you're gonna hear him as he sits in the back seat and he's licking and wiping his arms. Teléfono. He says that. Teléfono. Where are the phones? They're in the truck that is at the crime scene under his vest.
Damn.
The very phones that we use to tell us that story. Detective Garcia will bring you all of this evidence. You'll also hear experts. And in the end, Dr. Stern, our Webb County medical examiner, will tell you, in her opinion, that the injury caused to baby Dominic's leg was caused by a needle, between a 14 to 18 gauge needle. Something was injected into that child. It was too late now because the baby was now dead. There was nothing else that can be done. But Detective Garcia will tell you that in his personal truck, in his lunchbox, guess what we found?
Oh Lord.
Syringe and needles.
Wow.
Syringe and needles. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, all of the facts, all of the evidence, all of the circumstantial evidence that you use every single day in your life will show that this man used his skill, used his expertise, used his job, used his equipment, used extreme violence, and used deception to kill two innocent people.
Mr. Pena.
Okay, y'all. So that's the end of um the prosecutor's opening statement. Now we're gonna listen to the defense. Okay.
All
Thank
right,
y'all for the
I
56
got it.
likes. Huh?
I do got to run in a couple minutes.
Okay. Yeah. You got an appointment. You got your
Yeah,
appointment.
yeah, I got an
Okay.
appointment.
Okay. I know. So listen. So thank you for the 56 likes. I appreciate that so very much. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully y'all enjoying this as much as I am. I'm just engulfed. I am engulfed. I know the truth is too. Y'all feel free to support the channel, hit the cash app. Thank y'all for joining and supporting. I appreciate it. Let's listen to as much as we can before the truth has to go, y'all.
That like 5 minutes.
Oh shit. All right, y'all. We're gonna try. What I want to do today, y'all, is to at least listen to the open. I didn't know his was gonna be so long though, but um I do want to get through the defense opening statement before we end it today. So all right.
So he said his name was Ronald,
Yeah, he yeah.
but your name tag has a Villa
Right,
Velez
right.
on it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I just can't with this dude, honestly. I think he's stupider, if that's a word, than Murdoch dude.
Yes,
At this
he's
point.
way stupider than Murdoch.
You
Way
know what I'm saying? And I thought he was just one of the dumbest criminals. Actually. But yeah. Okay. Here we go.
You may proceed.
One council.
So this is the defense, y'all.
April 9, 2018, the date of the murder.
Oh Lord, he older than Dick. Abraham Lincoln is the defense attorney. My God, today. Y'all hear this man?
wisdom comes, age and wisdom are together.
What the fuck ever? Here we go, y'all.
Operation in the life of Ronald Burgos. Prior to that date, Ronald was a border patrol agent supervisor. He had a home where he lived with his wife, Amy,
who is a U.S. Customs and Border Protection agent, and their two children, Gabriel and Damien, who were
Hey
10 and 3
Jay.
years old at the time. On April 9, 2018, Ronald, who has no prior criminal history whatsoever, was accused of the murders of Griselda and Dominic Hernandez. This is an enormous anomaly, an aberration in Ronald's otherwise normal, law abiding life. And now in this trial, Ronald is literally fighting for his life. As his lawyers, we have the duty to render effective assistance of counsel. The right to effective assistance of counsel is a constitutional right that every person accused of a crime has. And we have the duty to screen the evidence, to contest it, and to make sure that only evidence that is credible and reliable is considered by you so that you can accurately determine the truth or falsity of the disputed facts in this case. For example, the state will present evidence from an expert in historical cell phone tower analysis. And they will do that in an effort to show Ronald's locations at particular times of the day on the morning of April 9, 2018. We, on the other hand, will show that a person's physical location cannot be accurately determined using cell tower site analysis because the cell tower data on which the analysis relies are too imprecise to reach any reliable conclusions about a person's location at a particular time. If Ronald is convicted of capital murder, he will die in prison
Oh God.
regardless of whether you impose the death penalty or not, because the only other available penalty is life in prison without the possibility of parole. So we urge you to weigh the evidence with extreme caution and to consider only evidence that you believe is credible and reliable. Thank you for your time and your attention.
What the hell a minute?
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
My client is innocent, and your
Oh,
cell
for
phone data
heaven's
is wrong, and in between, and,
Oh
you
my
can't you can't
God.
you can't rely on historical. Is that guy? Is he Native American?
He looks like he may be part Native American. He does. I hate I
He
don't have visuals. I'm gonna have to start going
he
through this stuff
gave
and
he
got
gave
visuals.
yeah he gave me Native American
He
vibe with the
he he
voice.
he looks like it too.
But again, if I was Ronald there, I'd have jumped up and slapped him. What the fuck are you doing?
You got the toys.
You, you,
You make sure you bring those toys back up here, right? Okay. All right.
that was it. That's it. That's it. Opening statement. That man spent 30 minutes smearing me all over the place. Show, showing that I went home, that I wouldn't. You got nothing to say about that?
Oh shit!
You don't
These
want
truth,
to.
I cannot make this up, sir. I did not edit this content. I
That
can't make it up.
that man sounds like he sat down and died. Well, it's all I and just died in his sleep. He's gonna say he didn't have proper because you notice he threw in proper defense.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So he's already throwing in that I'm an incompetent motherfucker and I should not be a lawyer right
Oh
now.
my God! Did you?
I am
That
too
man
old.
was up there what 5 minutes?
It wasn't even 5 minutes. I said I gotta go in 5 minutes, and the man was done.
Maybe he knew you had to go. He said,
He must have. He said, "Well, the truth's got to go." So I will make this very short.
oh, Jesus, be
You're
pissed, y'all.
you're
Ain't nothing fun about this damn trial, but I promise y'all, this some funny shit. That man, what is that for an opening statement?
like like you. He was a no. He's a loving husband. There nothing.
Oh,
That's nothing. Nothing like he's a loving husband, and he's made some mistakes. He would never do this. He was trying to work it out with her. Nothing. None of that. Those are all the things I would have said. Well, this man, he was trying to get to know his child before he was brutally murdered by some homeless man who lives in the woods out there. They stopped looking for a suspect, but the homeless man is still out there.
you know, I.
I could,
Oh,
I could just imagine. Is his
ooh.
is his defense going to be this short? The judge is probably rethinking it. I
No,
said
you got to go and look at the judge's face at this point. That's
the,
all
the,
I'm saying.
the
You
judge is
got to
probably
go and look
yeah.
at the judge's face at this point.
The judge is probably like, well, maybe I need to rethink this. I said 3 weeks. I'm saying 4 days. 4 days. This trial's going to take 4 days because the defense is barely saying anything.
My God, today, baby, you can pay for a defense. Don't mean you're gonna get the best damn defense. This is ridiculous.
And he fired two other attorneys. What were they like? Would they have been like, no, the defense has nothing to say in opening statements? We have nothing.
Child, hey, Coco Cabana, child, we are in all right now. And I got 30 more minutes. D2 got to go, y'all, but I'm going to stay on for 30 more minutes trying to get as much in as I can. Because I do have to come back. And to be honest, I may be coming back twice. I don't know. I got to decide. But I do got to come back. So we're going to get 30 more minutes in. But
Did, did he even say his name during that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
My name is Attorney Running Bull. In my tribe, they call me Running Bull. I'm Attorney Running Bull. He didn't even bother to tell his name. Nothing. Just this cell phone data is wrong. There's no possible way to prove where he was at the time you say he was. Thank you.
I'm done. I am so fucking done. Like,
He did sound winded. Okay.
yeah,
All right. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm gonna sit down.
it took all my breath just to walk
Yeah.
to the podium.
Yeah, Your Honor, is it all right if I take a nap? I'm just gonna put my head down at the desk and go to sleep, Your Honor. Get ready for the next part. Wow.
Child. All right, I'm gonna listen to see what
All right,
happens.
I'm gonna take off. I will.
All right, D2.
I'll,
See you later.
I'll text you when I'm back.
All right, please do. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
All right.
I appreciate it. All right, y'all. We got 30 more minutes in. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. I do. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate those as well. Please feel free to hit the cash app, okay? And support the channel. Let's get into some more. Oh wait a minute, I gotta read Miss Ann. Hold on a minute, Miss Ann. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm sorry for yawning. Y'all know I've been up since 4 a.m. True said, is that it? Miss Ann, I was just behooving, Miss Ann. Miss Ann, the man was up there 5 minutes. I'm just saying. All right, let's listen, y'all. Let's see what happens next. And I'm thinking testimony is about to start. Okay, thank you, man.
Thank you, Mr. Peña. All right, we're gonna pause real quick. I know you have just a witness to bring in this morning, but I want to pause real quick to give the jury opportunity to go to the restroom, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, so they're taking a potty break. Let me see if I can fast forward. Let's see. All right, and we're back.
And you have your first witness ready to go, Mr. Lane?
Oh, is it
Bring
his
the
name?
first witness up to the gallery, up to the. You know what? Toad, can you hold him a second there? Can we get the podium back to this area?
Hey, Gabe.
Wait, let me ask y'all a question. Are you gonna need the podium there? All right, I want to slide it back out. Okay. It's just that I do have a difficult time with. All right, thank you. Come on and have a seat over here. Thank you. You've been sworn in, right? Thank you.
So they're bringing up the first witness, y'all. Let's see who it is.
Okay, good. May I be there? Okay, thank you. So, actually, I need to. Can you do me a favor? Can we put up? So, hold on a second. Can you put her on there? Witness on video. Can you see her? By the way, you can't see her unless you put her on the with our device, right?
Correct.
All right. Yes. Right here. Yeah, we need to set that up because even though there's so many cameras out here, the one that's real time will be the one that's um, the smallest one in the courtroom. Okay, thank you. All right, we'll make sure it's just muted so. Oops, sorry, Cindy. All right. And very well.
So they trying to get organized, y'all. Can you have McDonald's? You got McDonald's money? Hey. I know you don't. You're a crumb snatcher.
No.
I got you. I'll be on for about 30 more minutes. Then Grandma be done.
Very well. Okay, good. We're good. That's pretty much, yes. Good night.
Please rise for the jury.
Please rise.
Jury coming back in, y'all. I just can't get that baby some McDonald's. You know what? Hush, Juice Cam. Leave it up to Keyshawn. He'll eat McDonald's nuggets every day. Like literally 3 times a day, every day. Keyshawn will. Chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce. Got to have the barbecue sauce.
So, members of the jury, we stand when you come in. You can, as soon as you get to your chairs, you can stand. You don't have to wait for us to sit. Um, it's
I
not
done
very
got
well.
smart though, Juicy Kim. You know, Sam's got this big bag of Tyson chicken nuggets, and they're actually kind of good. I tasted them, but Sam's got this big bag of Tyson chicken nuggets that I buy. Yeah, that sometimes that's McDonald's chicken nuggets with a side of barbecue sauce, girl. I get smart with these grandbabies. They can't take me out. They would not take me out. I get you two apple pies. No, I won't get you no damn two. You don't need no two apple pies, Juice Kim. Damn it, man.
Well, you've called your first witness. You may proceed, Mr. Allen.
Good morning. If you could just move your, up close and speak into the mic.
Right, Ebru.
Yes.
Number, did you do me a favor here? That, the device here, can you just flip it towards like this way? Yeah. Okay, let's see if you're gonna move up close.
I mean, they're taking forever to get this damn witness to testify. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mr. Alanis.
Lord, I hope y'all can hear this. This is so low. Y'all put a chat. I mean, a one in the chat if y'all can hear this.
Can you please state your full name for the record?
Angelica Hernandez.
You can move the mic up a little bit and speak up loudly so that the court reporter can hear you.
Angelica Hernandez.
Very well. And what is your occupation?
I am a registered nurse.
Do you know why you're here today?
Yes.
Why are you here?
For the
Thank
murder
y'all
of
for the
my sister
one.
Giselle Hernandez and my nephew Dominic Hernandez.
Do you know how old your sister was at the time of her death?
27.
Do you know how old your nephew was at the time of his death?
A year and 7 months.
At the time of her death,
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I got so caught up. This lady's gonna be emotional, but this is her sister, y'all. This is one of her. This is her sister testifying. This is Griselda's sister testifying, y'all. Okay, thank y'all for the ones. I'm glad y'all can hear. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Shout out to my Sirius who always reminds me. Maybe a trigger warning, y'all. Okay, there's a trigger warning. Okay, here we go. Okay. Ooh, child, this is a lot, whole lot, y'all. I'm glad we can sort of kind of laugh through some of this stuff because it's really sad though, to be honest. Yeah.
how many children did your sister have?
2.
And for the record, we're talking about Griselda Hernandez.
Yes.
What's the age difference between you and Griselda?
9 years.
Her other child, how old at the time of her death was her other child?
Jaden was 6 years old.
So she had Jaden, who was 6, and Dominic, who was 18 months.
Yes, that's correct.
Was she married?
No.
Well, I didn't know she had another child, y'all. She had a 16. I'm not 16. My God, today, a 6-year-old son. I didn't know. I didn't know about that.
She was a single mother?
She was a single mother raising both her children.
When you say raising both of her children, tell us more about that. How, if any way, was she raising her children?
She was a single mother living at my mother's household. She was raising Jaden. At the time, Jaden was 6 years old. He was, if I'm not mistaken, in about first grade going to second. Dominic was going to daycare, our daycare that we've taken all our children to, me and her both. She was studying full time at TAMU. She was pursuing nursing. She was doing her second year prerequisites.
And how was she paying for her nursing program?
She was paying for it the way I did, with student loans and financial aid.
And if you know, what would she be using the financial aid for?
She was using, well, her financial aid was primarily used to pay her classes. Her student loans went for her books and to get to and from the university and to pay for the child's daycare. It gets pretty expensive.
Correct. And tell us a little bit about Dominic. You say, do you happen to know his date of birth?
Yes, I was at my sister's C-section. I was the only person there when she had Dominic. He was born 10 days before my son, so that would be July 25th. July 26th. 28th, 2016.
2016. Okay, so he was, now, so at the time that Dominic died, tell us about him. How was he as a child? Was he pretty active?
Yes, he was. He actually started walking and running before my son did, even though they're just 10 days apart. He was always, I feel, the more active one when he was little. But yes, he was walking before he was murdered, but up to the date when he was murdered, he wasn't walking anymore. His dad had hurt him 2 weeks prior.
And we'll get into his condition as far as that goes. But let me ask you, during the 18 months of Dominic's life, was he receiving any financial assistance from the father?
No.
Do you know around this time, and then the time she got pregnant or the time she gave birth, who the presumed father of the child was?
Yes.
And who was that?
Anthony Burgos.
Anthony Burgos. And let's talk about when she got involved with Anthony Burgos. At the time that she had gotten pregnant, and if you know, how long had she been seeing Anthony?
I don't know. What I do know is that they had met online. I don't know via how.
Well, don't guess. I'm just wanting to know that if you all you know is that they met online, but you don't know
That's correct.
What site.
That's correct.
Now, in 2018, was she still pursuing her nursing career?
Yes.
Was she still receiving financial aid?
Yes.
Up until this time, had she ever received child support?
No.
Now, let's talk about child support. Did you and her ever talk about child support?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And what was your advice, if any, regarding child support?
She spoke to me about opening a case for child support because she went to go apply for, at the time, I believe it was CCMS. It's a program that helps you pay for childcare. And that's when my conversation with her, I stated some of the facts about the program because I myself was in CCMS when I reached out for daycare assistance back when my little ones were smaller. One of the requisites for your
Okay, Natasha, thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Have a good day at work.
application even to be looked at is that you have to open a child support case. If not, it won't, it's just one of the requirements. So when I told her that, she told me she had already applied and they had already called her that if she wanted, to pursue with her application, that she needed to open a child support case since they had already checked and there wasn't one open. That was my conversation with her about it.
At the time of her death, who was she living with?
My mother.
And had she been getting any strong financial support? Can you tell us about the background there in your mother's house?
My mother and, at times my father, my brother, myself, we would help her out whenever, she would voice that she needed something for the children. Whenever I was going to buy my son or my children clothes, I would bring her along with me and we would do our shopping together. As far as diapers, which is what
Thank you,
goes to the
Brandy.
cash
Have a good day
register,
at work.
and, formula and taking him to and from the doctor's visit for vaccines, all those things, we would all help her. I can't say just, one person. We would all help her as a family unit.
Okay. But it is safe to say that you did advise her that she should proceed with the child support action.
Yes.
Permission to approach. Approach, please. I'm gonna show you what I'm marking as. It's exhibit 43. See if you recognize this document.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Does it fairly and accurately depict the what's within its contents here?
Yes, it's my sister's information. I recognize it.
Do you recognize this handwriting?
Yes, it's my sister's handwriting.
Whose handwriting is that?
Grisa.
Okay.
They're talking, y'all. The lawyers are talking. I'm sorry. They're talking amongst themselves. That's why it's silent.
Any objections?
Hey, it's a wrap.
What's the number on it?
This is state moves to introduce state exhibit 483, the child support.
Oh, wow, man.
483 is admitted without objection. Thank you. State
Wow.
483.
Publish here tonight. So,
Mr. Knight, do me a favor, for purposes of the record, 483 has how many pages on it?
including the document itself is 11 pages, certifications are 2.
All right, very good. Thank you.
So, now, I'm showing you what's been already admitted as state exhibit 43. Can you read what this says up on top?
The title of the document?
Yes.
Application for 4D services.
This is the application for child support,
That's correct.
and you see here, what is the name that's here?
Dominic Hernandez.
And do you see when this was also submitted?
February 9th of 2018.
So what they're showing right now and what she's identifying, y'all, is the application for child support. So she did put in the application for child support. She did on February 9th, 2018.
Information on page 2, sisters,
That's correct.
Isabel Hernandez.
That's correct.
On page 3, you see the information
Yes.
that here is the, what name is that?
Ronald A. Burgos Aviles.
And this is place of employment.
Yes, it is.
Do you know what this address indicates here? 307.
11307 Pilares Street. Yes, I can read the address. I would not know.
Can you tell over here on 19 what under where it says the question, why do you believe this person is a biological father?
Yes, unprotected intercourse for years until became pregnant.
So this April February the 9th, 2018 is when she officially filed for child support. February.
That's correct.
A little bit over a month and a half before she was killed.
That's correct.
Now, I want to refer your attention to the date of March 25th of 2018. March 25th, 2018. Remember that date?
Yes.
Did you speak to your sister on that day?
Yes, I did.
How would you regularly communicate with her?
Phone or text message.
Do you remember what her cell number was?
771-1633.
Okay, and what's the area code?
Area code 956. 956-771-1633.
771-1633.
That's correct.
Do you know what other types of social media your sister would have been using around that time?
Facebook and Snapchat.
Okay. Do you know what
and Instagram.
Okay, let's talk about that. Do you know what her Snapchat name was?
I wouldn't be able to remember.
What about her Facebook name?
It would likely be her name, Griselda Hernandez.
Did she have a profile picture on her Facebook?
Yes, she did.
What was that?
A picture of herself or herself with my nephews.
What about an email?
She had a Tammy U email address, and I believe she also had a Yahoo address, but I wouldn't be able to read those out loud. If I see them, I could recognize them.
I'm going to now show you State's Exhibit 490. Ask you to recognize.
Yes, these are texts from me and my sister.
These are text messages between.
All right, man, and we're gonna get off in a minute though.
These are text messages between you and her,
Yes,
you and your sister.
yes,
And you've seen this document before.
yes.
I'm showing to defense counsel. There's no objection. Permission to states.
I hope y'all can hear this.
Submitted without objection.
It's so low.
Now, this is up here. You recognize some of the conversations that are going on here? We'll start at the top.
Yes, yes, I do.
It says from Angie. Is that you?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. You want to go ahead and read for the jury what
Of course.
what is it?
So from me, it says, I'm sleeping low. For me, again, it says, what's up? I believe prior to this, she was texting me, and that was my reply to her. Following, it says, from her to me, I was going to ask for a huge favor. My response, sup.
I'll be on the left of this document. The outgoing income.
Yes,
So these are text messages from you to her phone, correct?
yes,
So what we're seeing is from her phone.
yes, to and from me to her, from her to me. Yes.
So go ahead and.
Okay, so I respond, sup, and she texts. It means like, what's up? What's going on? What do you need? And then she goes on to respond, Dom's dad wants to meet him, so I wanted to borrow your car so I won't be having trouble with the truck, referring to my mom's truck. I respond, she keeps on and she says, in like an hour. This is 3:25, 3:43. Like in an hour or less. And then my response to her was, okay. Why and where are you meeting? Is my continued response. So she replies, so I can borrow it? Asking again. My reply to her is it in a public place? She replies, yes. Oh no, my reply is yes to when she asks, so can I borrow it? My reply is yes to her. And then she responds, at a park by Winfield, public place, so he can play. He referring to Dominic. She responds, I'm freaking out. Laugh out loud. I'm going to take a shower real quick, text you once I'm out. My response to her, I don't think it's a good idea. And it looks like there's some emojis next to it, those little black squares. And then, but yes, you can borrow it.
Hold on there. So why are you saying it's not a good idea?
Well, because they just had a huge argument prior to this, after February when she submitted her documents for child support. And from her words to me was that he was very upset. He was very angry. He didn't want to speak to her again. He said he was never going to go through with it. He blocked her from social media, from her accounts, from her phone, everything. And then all of a sudden, that's why I'm asking her, is this a good idea? Because all of a sudden he wants to meet her. He wants to meet her. I didn't know it was a park until she tells me in the text it was a park. But I wanted it to be a public place. I'm thinking, maybe they're going to start arguing. So I want to make sure it's somewhere public where if she needs help, there's people watching that can help.
Mm,
So you're concerned about her safety.
Yes.
wow.
Then, what do you go on to say?
That's exactly what I was sharing right now. Why does he want him to meet him now after so long?
Right.
And he's going to try to convince you of doing otherwise, referring to the child support case that he was so upset about and he didn't want to, go forward with it. And she replies, he can't convince me. I need that money for Dominic. He already accepted he's going to pay child support. And now he's like, okay, fine. I want to see him. He's my son. Oh, this is him talking. I want to see him. He's my son. And I want to see him. So I don't know if he feels guilty or like, well, it's all there, so might as well, or what. I'll tell you the whole story later. This is just part of it. I respond, okay. And she responds, he's not getting off of child support. Está pendejo.
Okay, so that's on the 25th, right?
That's correct.
And she's pretty insistent, saying that when she says "stop pendejo," like he's stupid, like he's not gonna get away with it.
Yes.
So, did she end up borrowing your car on that day?
Yes, she did.
And where did she end up taking Dominic?
They met. She took Dominic with her in my car to meet his father at the Winfield Park off of Delmar. It's the only Winfield Park.
Was it in the morning or in the afternoon?
It was late morning, getting close to early afternoon, like right after like lunchtime, around noontime.
What if at any time did you see your sister again that day?
On or about 2 p.m. I wrote a timeline myself, and I submitted it to you guys. If I can look at that, I can tell you exactly what time because I have Vivint
That's okay.
at home, and it can tell me exactly what time she went through my door.
And it's okay as far as the exact time. I don't necessarily need the exact time. My main question to you is that did you have the occasion to see her again after that, after she borrowed your car?
Yes, she came back home. She drove my car back home.
And more importantly, did you see her after her meeting with the baby's father?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what, if anything, happened when you saw her? Tell us, walk the jury through how you came to see her and Dominic, and where did you see her?
So I spoke to my sister shortly before she started driving home. She told me she was cutting the visit short because my nephew had become very angsty and was crying a lot, and he just wouldn't stay. So I told her, okay, that I would see her when she would get home.
Okay, what happened, what if anything happened when you came in contact with her or with Dominic?
So she comes home, she walks in the door, and as soon as I open the door for her, I see her with my nephew in her arms, and he's crying. As soon as I open the door, he's saying, "Owie, owie," where she's carrying him. So I'm thinking, something's wrong with him the way she's holding him. So I said, "What's wrong with him? Why is he crying?" And she just said, "Maybe he needs a nap. He's just been fuzzy since the park, and that's why I had to leave." So I said, "Okay, well, come on in and lay down in the sofa with him and see if he'll, go to sleep and he'll feel better." So she's like, okay, in my house in the living room, it's always kind of, dim. So everybody falls asleep easily in the living room. So she takes him onto the sofa and she lays with him there. And maybe about 25 minutes later, I can still hear him moaning and just being uncomfortable. So at this point, I tell her, you know what? And I can hear him saying "owie" to her still, "owie, owie, mama, owie." So I tell her, bring Dominic to the room. Let me check him. So I grab him from her arms and I lay him down right on my bed and I start checking him from head to toe. My mom, whenever my children or when I'm the oldest from my brothers and sisters, whenever something was wrong with us, she'd always, lay us down and check us to make sure nothing was wrong with us. So I did the same thing. I started taking off his clothes pieces one by one. And when I pulled on his little shorts, he wears a diaper at this time. He's a year and a half, so he wears a diaper. I pulled on his shorts and then when I go to pull him down, his legs look normal to me at first sight, and then I flip him this way to see his right thigh. It looks okay. His leg looks okay. But when I flip him to on his right side, that I see his left leg, I see a dot of blood on his thigh, right on his vastus lateralis, right on his thigh, where you would get like a shot when the babies get shots from the doctors. So as I'm checking him, I'm talking to my sister right next to me, and I'm asking her, "Have you taken him in for shots lately?" Because I noticed that as soon as I moved him and I went to check his leg, he started owie, owie, like he's crying. Now he's not just saying owie, now he's crying. So I'm telling her, when did you take him for shots? And she's like, I just see her eyes like wide open. She's like, I haven't taken him for shots. I haven't taken him. He hasn't gotten any shots.
Let me stop you right there. You said her eyes get wide open. What is her demeanor, if any, at this moment? How is she acting?
I just feel at that moment when I ask her, she just goes into straight panic because then she starts telling me like, "What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?" And I just tell her, "Hold on, let me check." And like I'm trying to calm her down because she's screaming, she's frantic, she's just freaked out, and I'm checking Dominic. And when I go to wipe the area with my hand where he had the blood on it, the little scab, whatever had formed, it wipes off. And then we start seeing black, like his blood was not red. It was like very dark, like a brown, blackish color.
Oh, Lord.
Let me ask you though, is she crying?
She's at this point, she's already crying and screaming, and my kids can hear her in the silent. They all kind of rush in the room. And I tell her to calm down. I actually scream at her to her, like, calm down, you're scaring the baby, because the baby's crying. She's crying and she's hysterical next to me, asking me what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm checking him.
Okay, so let me just take a question and answer. So you're a registered nurse, right?
Yes.
Okay, you have training.
Yes.
Right? Do you have a baby presented with a wound or some injury, correct?
Yes.
What is the first thing you do as far as trying to find out what happened?
So my first thought was a shot, because like I said, the side of his leg, this muscle right here is where we put shots when you put shot in a baby. So that's why I'm thinking that. But when she says no, that I see the blood coming out, I'm thinking maybe an insect bite. And, I've asked myself after that question, why didn't I think like a bee, a hornet, something that stung him? Because I've gone stung by bees and hornets and no black blood comes out of it. So what I'm thinking is if black blood or dark blood is coming out, there's something poisonous in there, like something is reacting with his blood. So when I go to squish it out and I'm telling her to calm down at the same time, it just keeps flowing, and I keep wiping it off at this time with the cloth, and it just keeps coming out, and she's freaking out because what she's seeing. And I'm trying to stay composed, but I'm here that he doesn't have a shot, and I'm thinking maybe something bit him at the park.
Okay,
but
slow down a little bit. But what, if any, information did you find out? How and where would Dominic be bitten by an insect?
So I asked her if what happened at the park while I'm checking in. Did the baby fall? Did you notice anything bite him? Did you not leave him unattended for a while? Did you leave him alone with his dad for any amount of time that you maybe didn't see? And I feel that's why she went into panic mode, because she did leave him alone with his father for momentarily. I don't know how long. She tells me that she went to the car to get the sippy cup and some snacks that she had for him. And on her way back, Dominic's father is facing the park and he is holding the Dominic on a bench. And I imagine he was holding him like this because that's what she modeled to me when she was showing me. And she hears his dad speaking to him about him being present in his life because he doesn't want Dominic to go through what he went through when he was small, that he was raised by his grandmother. And he's going to be there for Dominic and, he's going to be present in his life. So my sister tells me that she took a while to get to him to allow them to have that, moment.
The bond.
Yes. And when she starts walking a little faster because she starts hearing Dominic kind of cry or I don't know, be uneasy. But that was the only time she left him alone that she wasn't watching.
Okay. So the visit with his father was short.
She cut the visit short because after that he wouldn't stop crying. He was just uneasy.
Now, so your nephew presents himself. He's got this described as a brown or dark, like a black blood coming out of this wound. What, if anything, do you do next?
I tell her that we have to take him to the ER immediately. Because one, she just told me the baby didn't get any injection. So if this thing that he has is, he didn't have it before and he just got it now and he's in pain and, it's not blood where he cut himself, that blood's coming out. I tell her, you know what, we need to go and we need to go now. So I leave my children at home. I leave with her to the ER and we get there, they check him out. Before we leave, I took pictures of his leg, of the blood that was coming out. I just never seen that before. I just felt it was important for us to take the pictures because I don't know when we get to the ER if it's still going to be bleeding or not, but I wanted them to see what it was like when I found it.
Coach, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 463, 464, and ask you if you recognize these photos.
Yes.
Look at them both.
Yes.
Did you take those photos?
Yes.
Get that. These have already been admitted. Now, did you come across recently an additional photo that you entered to the state?
Yes.
When was this?
Saturday afternoon.
Okay, so just this Saturday, you came across another photo in your phone?
Yes.
Okay. That's State's Exhibit 484. Do you recognize that photo?
I took this picture.
You took that picture? Also?
It was outside my mom's house days after the incident.
Okay.
And I was telling my sister to take pictures on a daily just so we can see if it was getting better or worse.
So you wanted to document the injury?
Yes, that's correct.
So the first two photos I showed you, those were actually that day?
Yes, that's correct.
And this was
days after.
Days after.
What number is that?
484 and, sorry, this one 484.1, which was also you brought to us.
Okay. That's correct.
And this was also taken by you.
Yes.
You just recently discovered.
Yes, Saturday afternoon.
The objection. Offering.
Offering State's Exhibit 484 and 44.1.
Admitted without objection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first going to show you State's Exhibit 464. 63, you described earlier, certain dark colored or black looking blood, is that what you saw?
That's correct.
You know whose hand is the
Yes, it's my hand holding him while I'm taking the picture.
I have a question. Good morning.
464? What are you looking at here?
His left side, outer side of his thigh, where the puncture injection wound was at.
Space 44.
The same side, left side of his thigh.
44.1.
Same side, my nephew's left
Y'all,
side.
right now they're just entering. Let me say y'all, because we got about 5 more minutes left. Right now they're showing photos. And like I said, I gotta start going through this stuff so I can show y'all visuals. But right now they're showing photos of the puncture wound where baby Dominique was stuck. And I think they're like entering the photos into evidence or whatever. But yeah.
Being that you were around your nephew, how was this injury affecting his mobility?
After March 25th, after that day, he went from being a normal 18-month-old that can run, everything, walk, to not being able to walk anymore. Days after, if I'm not mistaken, it was on March 29th, I received a text message from my sister asking if she could borrow my walker that we used for our children when they were about 9 months old, when they were learning to walk, because my nephew could no longer walk.
Wow.
Did you guys engage in communications again by text regarding the leg or the injury to the leg?
Yes, both by phone and text.
Let me approach him. I'm going to show you what's been marked the State's Exhibit 491. Ask you to look at these text messages and see if you recognize the communications that are contained therein and if they are between, in fact, you and your sister.
Yes, that's correct.
Any objection?
Move to admit State's Exhibit 491.
It'll be admitted without objection.
And for the record, Your Honor, we also redacted any communications with persons outside. So, you see the date that's here?
Yes.
What is that date?
March 26, 2018.
We're still on March 26, 2018. This is 14 days before Dominic death, correct?
That's correct.
And this is after the child support petition has already been filed, correct?
That's correct.
This is after the meeting between Dominic and his father for the very first time they meet.
That's correct.
So tell us what's going on.
These are texts from my sister. She texts, "Hey, Dom's dad is asking if he can get necrosis. He's all worried."
Okay, what is necrosis?
So going back to the suspected insect bite, necrosis basically is when your skin starts deteriorating in the inside. I had sent her some information and we had spoken about if it was a poisonous spider or anything that had bitten him, there might be necrosis happening in the inside since the top looked like if there was nothing but a little pinpoint.
But, let's talk a little bit about that. You're a nurse. You went with insect bite.
Yes,
But initially, when you first saw the baby, you thought injection, correct?
that's correct.
What was the main reason why you went back to it being an insect bite?
Because she told me herself that she had not taken Dominic for any injections. So I trust her. That just went out the window, no injections. So I'm seeing black blood. I'm thinking something bit him. I'm thinking something poisonous bit him. I've gone bit by ants or hornets, like I said, or bees. So I know it wasn't that. It had to have been something that caused his blood color to turn otherwise. I don't know any bug that's been my children or myself or my brothers or sisters that has been that color. So I'm thinking poisonous, something poisonous is causing this color change. Time is of the essence. We need to do something.
All right, y'all, we're gonna end it right here. I want to try to get through all of her testimony, but I do have to get off and have lunch with the babies. Okay. Let me write down my timestamp just in case my computer wanna flip out. Sometimes it does that. Okay. So we are going to continue tomorrow. All right, with the sister's testimony. All right. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all joining me and supporting this live today. I really do. Shout out to everybody that showed up and showed support. Thank y'all so much. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm yawning. I've been up since about 4 something a.m. and I think it's time for a nap. I don't know what is wrong. But anyway, YouTube series, girl, I'll be back. I gotta try to get in 2 more lives. I know I'm gonna get in 1 more, but I really need to get in 2, but I don't know how this gonna go down. So yeah. But with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the True Simple. Shout out to my supporters, my monetary supporters, my moderators. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for continuing to support this hashtag content that matters. And you court groupies like I am. I consider myself a court groupie. I am. Yes, I am. With that being said, listen, y'all have a great day. For everybody that's at work, I hope you have a great day at work. Everybody that's out and about, be safe, be careful. Y'all. And we're going to get out of here. But y'all be safe, be blessed, never stress. And we'll be back tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. I never know what time I'm going to go on. But tomorrow morning between 8 and 10 a.m. To continue this coverage, okay? With that being said, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful day, okay? See y'all later.
We been down. Access my regular. I'm talking. Takes for better now. Oh, takes for better now. We been down. Access my regular. I'm talking. Takes for better now. Oh, Access my regular. I'm talking takes for better. Oh, takes for better. Oh, way better. Six my regular. I'm talking.